Which battlefield are you headed to?
Confident that Claude will keep his word, you make your way toward Garrick Mach Monastery to assist Lady Rhea, put an end to the Empire's machinations, and restore peace to Fodlan.
I want you and your unit to keep watch for us.
Yeah, that sounds legit.
And my uncle will help you. We can't let our enemy get inside these walls.
I love how nobody in her army, like, obviously it's implied that her closest allies figured out what was going on and, or, you know, they were removed immediately because, you know, the villains are at least semi-competent. But I love the idea that almost everybody else in the Empire just hears this and doesn't go, "Why are you talking so weird, Empress?"
Do it for the Empire.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Uncle.
Can you be a little subtle with the teleportation?
Splendid work, Edelgard.
I did what you asked me to do. Is that good enough?
But of course, all you need do is follow my every command, and victory will be ours.
Are you sure? Because things haven't been going the Empire's way at all since you've been in charge.
These beasts that swarm and fester on the surface shall tear at each other's throats until none remain. Edelgard, you must join the fray as well.
Me?
After all, what good is an emperor who lets everyone else do the fighting for her?
Yes, Uncle.
When we left our school 2 years ago, I never imagined this was how we might make our return.
I think I'll skip the next class reunion if this is what they're always going to be like. Our enemy's waiting for us just beyond these ramparts.
And Talus is at its heart. This is our chance to stop him once and for all.
I always get the jitters before big battles like this.
You needn't worry. Besides, there won't be time for nerves once the fighting begins.
Yes, and we'll surely win with the goddess's guidance at our backs.
In any case, there's no turning back now. So let's stand tall and greet this battle with our heads held high.
There's still no sign of the Alliance, Your Majesty.
I'll be here.
Claude will come. I'm sure of it.
He just wants to have a dramatic entrance.
He knows full well if we fall, he'll be next. And Claude told me that we would meet again. He's crafty, yes, but I've never known him to be a liar.
It's almost time. That's your cue, Dimitri.
Yeah, we could all use one of your inspiring speeches to really set the mood.
Right then. Hear me well, fearless knights of Fargus. It is only through your combined efforts that we find ourselves here, with a pointed blade thrust at the throat of our enemy. We lost so many lives in Dusker. Our king, his knights, and more innocents that I can bear to count. This war has claimed even more. But now, we can finally avenge all of those who have fallen. Today, we sever the threads of fate that bind us to our troubled past, and march forth into a bright tomorrow. We shall fight, we shall survive, and we shall win a glorious future for Fodlan. I trust each of you to see our task through. Now move out!
Going right into it. Defeat Talus. No defeat condition, surprising. Lion King's Wave attack. Summon elites from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus to launch an onslaught on the enemy. Begin the battle in an offensive formation. Let's go with this and the epic sounding one. Also, I'm using lazy logic. If it requires more points, it must be better. Also, I'm noticing some of the doors are blatantly closed off with X's. So, they're gonna try to force us down a certain path. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so you're staying on this side of the map. Go further up, you're staying. In that case. Not much difference.
I can do this!
So, the three of them can push through here. They can work together this way. If we happen to open this path, we can use them. See how this goes.
This is it. It will take everything we have, but we must defeat the Emperor and restore peace to Foden.
Ignorant beasts. You will all be stamped out.
I don't see Lady Rhea anywhere.
She'll be here.
Let's scale the walls and head for the monastery.
The Alliance has yet to arrive.
They'll come. Let's capture the nearby strongholds to create a rendezvous point for when they do.
Not a problem.
Whether the Alliance shows up or not, we will...
Okay, well, not much point in standing there, but... shouldn't take them too long.
Here I'll make short work.
Begin the op. Our orders are clear.
Let's begin. It's time to move.
I'll give it 1000%! Leave everything to me.
We must
fight and we will win.
Let's take the stronghold. This will be the rendezvous point for the Alliance forces. We have to protect it.
So just make sure they don't take it.
Beasts have arrived. It's time we went on the offensive.
Ha! Any timing on that?
I'll give it 1000%! Leave everything to me.
Let's begin. It's time to move.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
I'll do what I can. It's worth a shot.
Not a problem. I've got this.
Begin the operation. Our orders are...
Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of this.
Shall we? I'll provide assistance.
Allow me.
They've mobilized. Good. Their location is on our way anyway.
We'll have to keep a tight watch on the Alliance rendezvous point.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard.
This stronghold will be ours in no time.
Yeah, sure. Love that confidence.
No, not yet.
Completely unwarranted. Keep it up.
I won't let anyone near this going.
This ends now!
Still here.
Let's begin. It's time to move.
I've awaited this moment.
What else you got?
I refuse to hold back. You won't stop me!
I repeat, what else you got?
Lend me your strength.
I'm here for you.
We will proceed as we must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
I've got. Take a breather.
So far, so good. Not sure what's left, or... unless I'm missing one of the doors I haven't opened. I guess it's this path? Oh, wait, still left.
It's time. I'm going. I'm all right.
There we go.
Despite their human guise, they are nothing more than beasts. And they fight like them too. I must retreat.
Oh, thank you. Open the
He
freaking...
ran. However, this path will get us past the walls. After him!
Don't even know what it means.
I defy you!
I will not let you thwart our dream.
I'm sorry, were you saying something?
All Talis knows how to do is...
Let's begin.
I'll give it 1,000%. Leave everything to me.
Let's begin. It's time to move.
Still need to wait for him to open the doors. I don't want to risk telling them all to come up here in case...
Crack the whip! Hey! Activate the Viscum!
The what now? Oh. Not this nonsense again.
Unlucky for you. Give in! Let's begin.
Those weapons are slightly different from the ones we've seen before. Be careful, everyone.
Looks like they're up to something.
Begin the operation. Our orders are clear.
Not a problem. I've got this.
I'll do what I can. It's worth a shot.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform.
Begin the operation. Our orders are clear.
Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of this.
I'll give it 1000%. Leave everything to me. I better take this opportunity to snatch one of these strongholds.
Oh. Damn it, that was clever.
Let's begin.
Should have thought of that.
It's time to move.
I'll do what I can. It's worth a shot. It's worth a shot.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best.
I'll do what I can. It's worth a shot.
Not a problem. I've got this.
Yeah, no time to waste. I'll let them.
We must. I shall take the lead.
Dodge.
These auxiliary forces are a threat to our rendezvous point.
Oh, well.
We must protect it.
I'm on it.
Too slow. Attack! Don't give him a chance to retaliate.
Hold back. You won't stop.
Shall we? Let's give it a shot. I'll give it 1000%. Leave everything to me. Shall we? Let's give it a shot.
This stronghold will be ours in no time.
These corpse-faced creeps freak me out. Hey, watch out! That's in firing range of those weapons.
We have an important mission to carry out. We can't stop here.
We need to move fast. Attack!
I refuse to hold back.
Get out of my fortress.
You won't stop me.
Return to me, Kronya. It is time.
Yes, Charles. I guess I can't play with you any longer.
I need to start dodging more. What did I do?
Restorative's in order. The rendezvous point is still safe. So far, all is well.
Let's do this!
Okay, so yeah,
Grant them no mercy.
whatever this is. Yeah, because I'm in the zone of the head.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
I've got my turn. Here it comes! Out of the way! You're
I will.
done! Yeah?
Good, we disabled it. These are a lot stronger than the weapons we saw in Ferdiad.
Yep, I noticed.
It's not over.
This level seems to have some
Surprise.
controls too. still. We should focus on shutting off the weapons in the lower level first.
You're done! Out of the way!
I'll give it 1000%. Leave everything to me, shall we? Let's give it a shot.
I'll do what I can. It's worth a shot.
Not a problem. I've got this.
Look back at him.
I'll do it.
We need to move fast. Attack!
Oh, hey, he leveled up. That's funny.
A large.
See the pattern still holding up.
Let's begin. It's time to move.
We must. I shall take the lead. Let us crush their defenses.
Those things were incredibly powerful. Now that we've disabled them, the attacks on the central level should be stopped.
Let's see if this actually hits. It hit.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
That certainly wasn't easy, but
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
Let's begin. It's time to move.
What's this area doing?
we shut them all down.
I will banish you to a place that even sunlight has abandoned.
Move out!
Been there, done
We're
that.
taking the risk. Come back. Those beasts don't deserve them.
Oh, there's nonsense again.
I'll do what I can. It's worth a shot.
Let's begin.
Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work.
Begin the operation. Our orders are clear.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our...
It's time. I'm going.
They're back. Stop them before they
They're not gonna
regain
last
control
very
of those things.
Yeah, no, right here. Ah! Are you trying to actually go to the one I'm guarding? Big mistake. What's everybody else holding up?
I'll give it 1000%. Leave everything to me.
Let us crush their defenses.
This ends now!
Ha! Dodged it just in time.
I'm all right. Our will is eternal and undying.
Yeah, but are you? I thought not.
Glory be to Agartha!
Thomas,
I'd actually name drop the group.
up to you.
Unlucky for you.
Thanks for cluttering together.
Give in!
Home run.
I got...
Oh,
Great
did you come
kill.
a little late? Form up with the Kingdom Army, everyone.
Let's begin.
I think them working together,
It's time to move.
just dealing with that.
Begin the operation. Our orders are clear.
Hear you loud and clear.
Begin the operation. I have your back.
Hear you loud and clear.
Oh, that's right.
Hear you loud and clear. Leave the backup to me.
Begin the Our orders are clear.
We will proceed as planned. I've awaited this moment. The Alliance has come. But where is Claude? Well,
He'll
no
be
matter.
here.
We'll take all the help we can get.
This is an absolutely terrible
You're
situation.
here? Oh, right.
All of you, protect the stronghold.
What is he doing? Oh, he just made this a lot easier for us.
Grant them no mercy.
Let's go disable that artillery. Capturing the stronghold should make things easier too.
Okay.
Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of this.
Begin the operation.
Hopefully those allies will do a lot of help soon.
I'll do what I can.
Not a problem.
Yeah, no time for that.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best. We will proceed as
Stay
planned.
on the
We must
side
strive to
map.
perform to the best of our ability.
How close are you to dealing with this? They almost got this. So
I've got
you.
this.
And let's move up the pace a bit.
Take a breather.
I'm coming. Yeah. Alright, make way.
At this point, the ends justify the means. Stop them at any cost, even with fire.
Oh, great. He's getting desperate. Oh, that's
The
not good.
area around the monastery is on fire. And the entrance is blocked too. What do we do now? Don't worry. I heard we have a plan. Just hold out a little longer.
You got it. Thanks for the help.
Would the Alliance mind letting us know what exactly this plan entails?
We're assuming she doesn't know. What's important is that there is a plan.
Not a problem.
I came the wrong way.
I've
And I
got
need to
this.
get the heck out of here before I set myself on even more fire.
I shall take the lead.
Wait, that didn't break your...
I can still force
Useless. Send in the Titanus.
Oh, man, freaking past it. Of course he has the Sphinx.
Is that monstrous thing? Is it friend or foe?
We will proceed as planned. I will move to assist. We will proceed as planned.
Fantastic.
We
Deal with the
must
bullets.
strive to perform to the best of our
What's
ability.
everyone else doing?
Begin the operation.
Well, she might be able to not take
Our
damage.
orders are clear.
Is this area cleared?
I'll give it 1000%.
Go help with this, since you won't take...
Leave everything to me.
Hopefully, they won't take fire damage.
Shall we? I'll provide assistance.
I'll do what I can. It's worth a shot.
Let's begin. I will be your shield.
Shall we? Let's give it a shot.
Had something like that in their back pocket this whole time?
Surprise.
All we seek is a world with...
I just realized I'm in the wrong spot.
rulers.
Don't let them in.
Better get out of here before I keep setting myself on fire. There you go. hopefully, once we take these out, they'll be able to open up. Speaking of,
I've got my turn.
Deal with this already.
It's not over.
This stronghold is ours. Let's go after the other one.
Let us crush their defenses.
I'm going.
I've awaited this moment.
There. We finally got them down. If only we could take a quick break.
Oh, that's not good. Deal. I need to join the fight.
I've got this. Take a breather.
Now I wish I had one of the flyers as my unit. Every time I make the wrong pick and end up regretting it. Where are they? Surprise!
Here it comes! See ya! You're done! We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the...
Hear you loud and clear.
Wait a second.
I'll give it 1000%. Leave everything to me.
Let's get down.
Well, couldn't hurt. Not a problem.
Stay back and help clear out the zones.
I've got this.
I'll do it.
What are we does he have?
I've awaited this moment.
Whoop!
Don't give up! We're slowly but surely wearing it down.
Begin the operation.
Get out of here. Thanks for the help, Ingrid.
Our or-
Sorry about getting you stuck in this mess.
Shall we? Let's give it a shot.
Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of this.
Let's begin. It's time to move.
Whoa, that did way more damage.
Can't miss
Whoa.
this chance.
Okay, that did not go the way I thought it would. Alright, guess I beat it.
Nothing but a hunk of metal in the end.
Oh, great, please.
How much longer must we hold out?
There he is.
Bet you didn't expect anyone to make it across the mountains, Count Varley. You should always keep an eye on your back, too.
No! Stop! Don't let them open the gate!
Too late.
Afraid I...
That means we can get around his...
Let's begin. I will be your shield.
Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of this.
We must strive to perform.
Already did. Sorry for the delay, Dimitri.
Restoratives. I knew you would come, no matter what. Let us crush the Imperial forces together.
Is my only option really to fight?
He sounds so annoyed.
I'll give it 1000%. Leave everything to me. Shall we?
Yeah,
Let's give it a shot.
Begin the operation. Our orders are clear.
But I have no hope of winning!
Well, at least he's self-aware, I guess. Where are the two guarding this?
Let's start the attack.
Oh, 50 isn't the max level. You got this, right, Ingrid?
Let's begin. It's time to move.
Shall we? I'll provide assistance.
Hear you loud and clear. Leave the backup.
Shall we? I'll provide assistance.
Yeah, hopefully they'll actually get around this. Whoa!
You will not step aside.
Let's go. I'm sure they got some other surprise waiting for me, but I'll save Shit.
This is right. Why should it? How could this happen? I was wrong to follow that man.
Among a lot of other things. Bernie says hi. Rick. Well, I might have squandered it anyway.
The Alliance will cover the rear. You go on ahead.
Ahead to where?
I'll be counting on that. All right, let's infiltrate the monastery.
This is it, Dimitri. Talus is just ahead.
Oh, there's a cutscene in between.
Indeed. Strange how my reason for stepping foot in this monastery now is the same as it was those 3 years ago.
What do you mean?
Now you can go and tell him.
Revenge. All the heirs and relatives of every noble in the land come to learn here. It seemed likely that at least someone was connected to my father's killer. After roaming the kingdom for fruitless lead after fruitless lead, I hoped against hope that I would at last find the answers I sought here. In the end, I could accomplish nothing alone. Yet now, I stand here once more, my enemy's identity clear for all to see.
And this time, you're gonna get your revenge. You're not alone anymore, Dimitri. You've got your friends here with you every step of the way. So let's win this. And when we do, we'll all greet the new dawn together.
Right you are. Let us go. Together.
Time for the great showdown. So, Wednesday it'll
Lady
start
Rhea,
showing
you're
up.
safe. Quickly,
Hello.
let's clear out these enemies.
The kingdom. So you have come.
Man, these guys are just
I refuse
winging
to
away.
hold back. You won't stop me.
He's just so happy to see Rhea.
So does this mean everyone outside already fell? What a bunch of weaklings.
I'm going.
Take a breather.
You called?
Yes. Come on out and rally around me. All of you. Talus said you have to. No. I cannot allow Garagma to be destroyed.
Don't worry, we got this.
All units.
That Dimitri, I couldn't hear you over the sound of me kicking ass.
At the ready. We'll show them what Alliance courage really means.
Wait, how are you even done the strat? There it is.
You've got all that power and you still pal around with Burner.
Don't let me in with you. The only one who decides how I use my power is me.
So what are we doing?
Don't let this chance slip away. Crush them.
There it is.
Don't you guys have anything better to do? How dare you. I unleashed my true power and finished in an instant.
Yeah, sure, right.
No, not yet. I won't let the likes of you stand in our way.
I shall take the lead.
You called?
Like I can't finish her up.
Give it up.
Wrong hit. That was a cool shot.
No. This is wrong. I can't die.
All the way back from, like, I think the second or first mission of the game.
That should do
Take a breather.
I am glad to see you safe, Lady Rhea.
Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. I shall assist you in this fight now.
Good to have you.
Up ahead is the cathedral, the heart of the monastery. Talus and Edelgard should
Not much
be
of a charge.
We're up against the toughest of enemies, but I'm not afraid. We will win and return to Ferdiad together.
My dearest wish is for a new age where
Hold
we
up for them
can
too.
live together in peace.
Can't look back.
I
so-
chose this
I
path,
shall take the lead.
and I will see it through to the end.
down.
On my
turn?
honor as a knight of Fargus.
Going.
There we go. Where is Edelgard?
Our will has endured for thousands of years. It shall not be stopped here.
He was pulling the strings from the shadows all the while. Your Majesty,
This is for Dusker.
the time has finally come for our revenge. For His Majesty.
Itching for a fight?
Oh, you have
That
no
can be
idea.
arranged.
Of course, he's
that a magic
playing the
barrier?
coward card.
It's keeping Alara's attacks out.
Perhaps we should focus on Edelgard for now.
Sorry, that's Edelgard.
Is that all?
He's still a beast.
Let's try. Is that all?
Unlucky for you.
This ends now! Give in! I've awaited this
Don't
moment.
hold this against me.
I'll have to try even harder to keep up.
Proud.
Useless puppet.
Move away. Open.
Has the barrier come down? Then our attack should land now.
Let's test it out.
You won't stop me! It's not over. Your life is here, Thomas. Your head will make a fine offering for the dead. Be your grave!
Wait, why is Edelgard moving again? This nonsense again.
Revive is myth.
Let's begin. It's time to move.
Not a problem. I've got this.
Many times as you like. We'll keep knocking you down.
With this power, I'm gonna beat him. You've got my back, right, Arval?
I have an endless supply of soldiers at my command. Go on.
slaughter.
You gonna drop another armor? Yeah.
It's time to leave the past in the past.
I'll do what I can.
It's time to move. And that's what we're fighting for.
Go mess him
It's
up.
time.
I hope you're watching, friend. I will avenge you here and move on with my life.
No regrets.
I no longer care. For the sake of my people, you must die.
Give in!
Oh, come on, alone. Constantly idiocy. And he's just one idiot stuck in a mad crowd.
Let's begin. It's time to
He
move.
couldn't be bothered to help his people before now.
I'll give it 1000%. Leave everything to me.
Waited until the last minute to actually contribute to the fight.
It's time to move.
Not a problem. I've got this.
I'll do what I can. It's worth a shot.
Let's begin. It's time to move.
Our vengeance is unstoppable. We will annihilate all beasts and return to the surface.
Such a wicked drive possesses them. I must cleanse them by my own hand.
What? Wait. What's he doing?
No matter what comes at us, I'll be the one at the boar's back.
As long as His Majesty and I fight together,
Okay,
we cannot
dropping.
lose.
I've got. Take a breather. Here it comes.
This character gonna keep throwing people into this room, turning into a real mess. There we go.
I've got this.
Impossible! What have you done to my stepmother? If you won't spill your guts, I shall gladly spill them for you.
Oh no,
Foolish question. Cheaper to ashes on the pile of our ambitions long ago.
Gotta watch out for himself.
Impossible! No choice but to kill you with my own hands.
Alright, he's finally done.
Let us finish this and right the wrongs of the past.
Do you see this, Lantern?
I'm finally here.
You're not
I
here.
have my revenge for that day. I must
I appreciate the sentiment, but you're not here.
We've got a friend in trouble.
Down to before I can actually see what's happening. I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but stay where you are for now.
Out of the way!
Comes. Take this. You're.
Right on time, finished
So
it.
this fragile flesh has run its course. No matter.
What the hell?
Dimitri, go!
You cursed beasts will never defeat us!
I don't think it's working.
You're wrong. Not another step, you fool! This ends here!
Guess it's over.
Yes.
D?
Let's go.
Are we just leaving her?
It seems the dawn is nearly upon us.
About time, too. So, friend, shall we?
Right. There's much to be done.
It is now 1183, Great Tree Moon. The Holy Kingdom of Fargus, beside the Leicester Alliance and the Church of Saros, emerged victorious against the forces of Adrestia.
So, what happened? I mean after, because that was very
With the
abrupt.
loss of Regent Ire and many of its leading strategists, the Empire has been forced back on all fronts, radically transforming the power structure throughout Fodlan. In pursuit of their ideals, the young leaders press ever southward to crush the Empire for good. None know what tomorrow this war may bring, nor what future awaits Fodlan.
Oh, actually got S rank. Oh, nice. I'm legit surprised by that. And I'm still getting XP too. Alright. I can just skip this dude. Being weirdly dramatic. Can rusted land? Seriously? Yeah, apparently I can make another one. Well. And more master seals again. Third stream is like a regular, you know, mission. And then again, I left, yeah, just. And now it goes into. So this is the one where it's gonna show the. I don't know if the Warriors games do this, but I know Fire Emblem does this. So you're gonna see the gradual weird shift. Like sometimes it goes down to A, then I remember at some points I managed to get S ranks again, but then it goes to A. It's probably gonna be a B or a C somewhere in this. Then of course you've got the interesting where like early on the MVPs jumble between not that many, but like at least most of the first characters, because I kept switching back and forth between them, and then eventually it'll just start like showing Chess more often, just because I started getting into the habit of using them. So it feels abrupt, so I hope that they have something after all this. Also, I forgot that. Yeah, I never decided to give anybody the Merc whistle. Didn't feel like genuine, like to give that item to anybody. I wasn't really going for any like interaction throughout the game. Would have probably like, you know, because I pick a route, I might just give it to the head of the route. You know, but that felt lazy for this. Obviously, I might end up like doing a replay and just giving the item to somebody and seeing what happens. So yeah, here's the huge trend of A ranks. So I think when, you know, not much in terms of like thought as far as, you know, because a good chunk of it, depends a lot on, you know, my thoughts and experience with the Treehouses game, and it's, you know, gonna influence the way I view this. Like I said in the descriptions, I'm coming at this from somebody who plays the Fire Emblem games, not someone who's played many of the Warriors games. I have played a few, thanks to a friend, but, you know, that's not the franchise I'm used to or I'm invested in. So, what works, what doesn't work, mostly coming at it blind. There's definitely like I can say the obvious stuff, that there's parts where it feels like some chapters have unnecessary padding, like there's more battles than there needs to be, especially since the variety for the missions aren't that crazy, especially for the extra missions, because the main story missions can get a bit more creative with what they need you to do, but with the side missions, you know, you have fewer characters, you know, for scale purpose, but then, you know, the what you have to do kind of inevitably just kind of goes on a loop. And the other game, you know, Fire Emblem itself has that same problem. It's like, here's a mission, here's a couple of side missions you can do between the big battles to grind, and it's the same problem. It's like, what am I doing? Just a generic mock battle? Okay. It's like, it's there just for the grind, more than anything else. There's obviously the difference between, you know, it more depends on style, because the strategy game is a lot slower. Like, individual missions take way longer than missions in this type of game. But it's, you know, relatively speaking, less hectic, because, you know, you don't have to keep track of a bunch of things going on throughout the map. You know, everything's turn-based, slow, so you can, like, take it at your own pace. You know, when you're just doing it, you know, playing it, you don't have to, like, worry about the time, the score, and stuff like that. You just have to worry about knowing what you're doing. And then obviously the counterpoint for Warriors, that, you know, these fights, even if there's a lot of them, they obviously go by way faster. So I don't feel like I'm spending too much time on them. So it doesn't feel like that much unnecessary padding, especially because in practice it would give me a chance to, like, if I was better at, like, managing the characters and, you know, mix matching everybody, those small battles are a great chance to actually experiment with the teams, because you don't have to worry about all the crazy nonsense that happens in the main story missions. As far as the supports, it's seemed like, again, trying to not go too into the weeds, the overall tone and banter in this game definitely seemed a lot more lighthearted than the counterpart of the Blue Lion faction in the Treehouses game. I'm pretty sure that's intentional. You know, the whole point of, you know, there's a reason for the dark, quote-unquote, not really, but, you know, kind of sort of tone in that game. And obviously that's not what they were going for here. So they wanted to give a much more relaxed type of experience, you know, again, in relative terms. There's some supports where it's like, considering the time length, I've still got, you know, I can, I was gonna say that the supports are generally covered by what I expected, based on the interactions from the other game, but I like that they didn't just rehash all the same things. There are a few character traits that clearly stick around and, you know, are used again, but they also added a lot of variety to how the supports play off each other. If for nothing else, then because the events, you know, certain events played differently, so you got different interactions from them. And that's obviously not including the fact that there's a bunch of supports that I missed, so. Once it reaches the end, does it just...
What an adventure we've had. Hard to believe it all started with one little dust-up in the woods. We've seen each other through so many battles, and yet I know we've got a lot more to go.
I thought it was at the end.
Chances are I'll stay and fight for this place, but don't hold it against me if I slip away from time to time for an adventure of my own.
We got some DLC to make.
And while my future isn't set in stone, I know one thing for certain. Right here, right now, this is where I live and breathe.
So that's his epilogue note. And I'm guessing that dialogue might change based on who I would have given the Merc Whistle to. Which I assume is the equivalent of the partner item that you can give. With the, you know, more stuff to do. Obviously, this game, like the other one, is designed with the idea that there's multiple stories. So, there's 2 other routes that you can play. Obviously, I don't know how big. Probably should lower the volume on this just in case this actually gets copyrighted. Crest didn't see that before. Sorry, that the inclusion of the different paths is where an even bigger chunk of the game is meant to be, you know, spent on. Obviously, it's like in the other game, there's obviously always gonna be a debate between how much stuff they put into the game and how much of it is padding. In the case of, you know, if you play it once, it's obviously gonna be a huge determining factor in whether or not you're gonna be motivated enough to want to play through, you know, considering how long just one campaign can take. If you're taking your own time with it, you know, you're not, maybe you can, you know, there's probably ways of like making everything go faster, but if you're taking your time with it, you know, it's an investment. And then it's like, oh, did you know that there's 2 more campaigns you can do? Which means you have to, at minimum, like double, maybe triple the amount of time to invest in the game. And again, for some people, that's a positive thing in and of itself, because, you know, they're getting more content automatically for what they paid for. But, you know, at a certain point, it can become a matter of, okay, but, you know, is it worth it? That's the obvious, with the repetition especially. Since I don't know how much, I know from the experience with the other game how much there definitely, you know, ended up being a feeling of going through the motions, because story-wise, at a certain parts just kind of loop in each route. You're doing the same thing, basically. Here I get the impression that that still happens, but it's not going to happen the way it did in the other one. Like, an easy example is how quick the prologue is in this game. Because in the other game, I'd imagine the prologue, it's not really the right word for it. Like, the part 1 of the other game is where most of the repetition comes in. And then part 2 gets a little more variety, but still, ultimately, you know, most missions are the same for most of the routes. So you'll get, like, some variety, but again, it's more in, most of the true variety will be in the supports and in the characters, you know, the play styles. Like, some units play much differently than others. So, at that point, you basically just have to decide, okay, is the gameplay enjoyable enough that, you know, it's actually fun to go through the game, you know, all those times in order to see the other routes, or consequently, are the routes, the story itself, is it interesting enough to make me want to go through it again? Obviously, if both things apply, then, you know, it's a win-win. Obviously, it's like, if you like the story and you like the gameplay, then what's the problem? It's just a matter of, you know, having the time, not whether or not it's worth investing in it, just finding the time for it. I still love that sequence, though. It's very cool. It's like the Talus, the big bad. It's like, alright, time to unleash my big energy spell, and Dimitri just does not even remotely bother to dodge it. It just tanks it. Like, yeah, that's not doing anything. Really going into his, you know, ridiculous strength character, where, especially near the end, I started noticing his, like, I was just dealing ridiculous damage to people. I'm still amazed that he basically just, I'm assuming it's the weapon, like his lance, the one that I upgraded. I'm guessing that's why it was so effective against the monster, the mech at the end. But I'm still amazed. He basically, like, took that huge chunk of health just by using regular attacks on it. You know, definitely got the feeling of being overpowered with Dimitri, especially. It's fairly obvious to anyone who's played these games on their own, and I'm imagining it's obvious even if you haven't played them and just watch me go through it. But there's a lot of things I could have done better overall when it came to micromanaging characters and stuff. That's definitely something I can look forward to when and if I play this on my own. For the other routes, unlockable units have been added to the Save Data's Renown Exchange. So, new equipment has been added. So now you give me other stuff to use the Renown stuff on. New crest items and, yeah. The Vanguard Whistle has been added to this Data's Renown Exchange. You use it to instantly capture a region. You have unlocked Maddening difficulty. Okay, so when starting a new game, you can carry over content from the save data of a finished playthrough if one exists. You can choose whether to import a unit's level on a per unit basis. Support levels can only be imported as a batch for all units, excluding Merc Whistle. Other data such as items, gold, and class level will be imported automatically. If you select a finished playthrough using the continue option, you will start just before the final battle. Warrior of Azure Gleam, and then they start putting... Okay, well in that case I'm putting the New Game Plus file down there. Up, they put his... You can see in the code, like, they put, that's the weapon I was talking about, Dimitri's Death Stick. I'm assuming this is for New Game Plus, but before that, yeah, there it is. Something I can have a lot of fun with. Something I was gonna say before I cut out. Oh yeah, that, you know, just playing through the game and just watching a few bits and pieces, you know, as I'm checking the streams and stuff, it's fairly obvious to me, you know, a lot of the stuff that I could have been doing differently. To like there's a lot of obvious stuff, like the academy part. I needed to have done that way earlier in the game. Like, even if I just did it with like 2, maybe 3 people, but I had to do it way sooner and actually like pay attention to the abilities that it gives and try to keep track with a few of the characters, because, you know, there's obvious bonuses that they give you for using them. With the training ground here, this one's kind of relative, it depends on what you're going for, but there's like an easy strat that I wasn't even taking into account.
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
Okay, so it's gonna let me show it. So there's like silly stuff, like one example of this is something that I only noticed on now, on the way, on the, you know, padding out section. This little symbol. So I made a comment a few times about how RNG it was, you know, what clip of what sequence I would get. So 2 things I realized. One is that you only get specific type of interactions with the characters. when you specifically ask the game to give you that specific visual. Like, there's a button for that, and I just didn't pay attention to that. Also, it's by the end I was using it mostly as just a way of farming support interactions, which I got a lot of those, and I'll show those off now. But in doing that, I also figured out that my biggest mistake was just putting characters. I did it kind of right at the beginning, where I put characters that shared the same weapon type, because they had the bonus thing, so they would, you know, get something out of that. And that was a smart move. That was the whole point of doing that. But around the beginnings and end of the gameplay, my playthrough, it hit me that I wasn't really maximizing the effectiveness of this, because I was limiting myself to only using the characters that I was, for the most part, fighting with. So there's this moment where I basically just had all of the mage characters just work each other into training, even the ones that I technically was never planning to use. And the silly thing is I probably should have just been doing that from the start. Like, instead of only putting Chess with someone that he's gonna be, one of the other party members, like, I would pair him up a lot with Felix, because the two of them were the sword users. Like, that made sense, but at a certain point, if I decided to pair Felix up with somebody else, or switch Chess's class and train him with somebody else, so I was instead focusing on Felix. Like, the idea is that instead of sticking to these guys, just take advantage of the characters I added. And in some cases, I was doing it, but I was only doing it to farm the support, which is not the point of this.
Can't wait to see how you do.
The extra stuff over here with, like, this lady who's always being sassy, and the cooking thing, which I definitely needed to, bounce back and forth between. That's the one you use to make the supports go higher. With the training stuff, it actually needs to be focused on, helping the classes actually get good at the classes. So it doesn't matter who you, like, the priority shouldn't be pairing them up with somebody just based on the support. It should be a combination of which characters have good supports with each other, but the ones that also share the same class training. Be it because they're all gonna use the same weapon, or because at the very least they're in the same branch that they're gonna be training in, because that's what actually gives you bonuses for having the characters train together. Otherwise, it's meaningless to partner them up with anybody, because they're not getting anything out of it. Here I don't feel too much of a waste. Yeah, obviously in harder difficulties, it's something you should do, but it wasn't something I missed. It's just something I was, I'm inherently kind of lazy, and so I didn't bother doing it. It was the, making full use of this
Need
stuff.
Something?
The forging, reforging,
See you around.
Awakening the crest stuff. All of that made sense. It's just stuff I wasn't really concerned with.
Excuse me.
Battalion stuff, to this day, I'm, panicked on the self-doubt of whether or not I even use that stuff efficiently. There is just a question, assuming it works the way I think it is, which is a stat booster. The only question I really ever considered, which I never really landed on an answer, but, I kept thinking about it, was whether it was, it's better off just having the archer character have an archery battalion to just really raise their effectiveness for the enemies that they have an advantage on, or if it's better to give them a battalion that maybe softens the damage that is dealt by their, counterpart, or not, pick a battalion that's actually meant for the unit that they're not good at. But that way, you're giving them a little bit of a chance against those type of enemies. Like, instead of having to constantly avoid fights with the enemies that they're not good against, the battalion kind of helps them make the difference. And again, stuff like that was basically as far as the battalion thought in my head came along. It's another added part. It's oh yeah, this part. This is something I really should have gotten around to, because, okay, not really. The point is, I didn't mind. I didn't mind. I was like, switching between them, what, you know, if what they gave me worked, it did, and did not, I just, you know, grit and bear it, and really it's on me. The only time I really let myself, you know, let my laziness get the better of me was when Shez would switch between the classes. But for whatever reason, their, you know, the spells that they would get would just kind of stick there. And for a long time, I thought it was a glitch. And it didn't occur to me until the other stream and realized, oh no, it's because when I keep switching them to the other classes, the Dark Bishop class, for some reason when I switch them back to the sword classes, the game just doesn't bother to give them a combat art. But again, if I really invested in it, obviously there's a lot of, you know, challenge and micromanaging to figure out, okay, which one of these am I going to use? Which one of these is more effective? You know, do I want the one that's designed against a specific type of enemy, or do I want the one with an elemental ability? This would obviously have been a huge help when fighting certain types of monsters, or, you know, enemy types that you're like, oh, I should probably, you know, pick this ability, and I should probably use, what's this? I should really focus on this, and then it's, you know, just kind of, instead of just letting it just kind of hang there. And then got to this point with this character where it's like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I made a dum-dum when I just had chess. I probably don't need
Time to work you into shape.
This. Where I just had chess just grab a bunch of the early classes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a mistake. Because overall, I don't think you really get that many benefits from it. And I just ended up getting, like, you know, less stats than I really needed.
You'll be unstoppable.
But like I said, there's a lot of stuff that, obviously, if I ended up doing a new game plus of the game, which I probably will, don't know if I'll do it, not in stream, I know that for sure. But I mean, if I did it on my own time, you know, it's something that hopefully I'll take greater advantage of, because not having to keep my brain distracted by all the other stuff I was now that I've processed most of it, going backwards, I'll be able to, like, actually go at it piece by piece. Anyway, enough of my rambling. Now for support ramblings. As you can see, I basically went through the other save file and just kind of farmed this for all it's worth. I got a few of these I'm pretty sure are repeats from the other, you know, that we've already seen. But I tried going for the characters, like the other characters that I didn't focus too much on because, you know, they weren't the mains. You know, I decided, okay, I'm gonna focus on the characters that actually are part of the faction. Obviously, if I had full power to just exploit the support system right from the get-go, you know, I'd want to get, if nothing else, stuff like this. So it's obvious when it's like just cease, like there's not much to it, but then you spot the one or two occasions where it's like, oh, they actually, you know, he has support with this character or this, you know, like obviously the main characters from his party, but then you have this character. So it's like the only time you'll get a chance to see this is in this route, because, you know, without knowing almost anything else about the other routes, if it's anything like the other campaign game, Dimitri does not join any other faction. So even if you have Bernadetta in your other campaigns, you won't have her with Dimitri. So this support only exists in this route. So it's obviously there's a few of those. I didn't get all of them. You can just Google them, obviously. But, you know, playing the game, it's fun to see which ones I actually managed to get. With that in mind, obviously, in going for the ones I didn't get, there's some that I did get in the other route that disappeared. Duh. But I want to, with the caveat again that I was not keeping track of everything. So if I end up repeating some, I apologize for that.
Oh, Dedu. Must be my lucky day if I'm running into you here. Hey, what's with the scowl? Do we have a problem?
All the residents in this town are people of Duscur.
What the heck are they doing?
It may be within the kingdom, but it holds neither monastery nor church. What is your reason for coming here?
Ooh, this got awkward fast.
Wait, Dimitri and Lady Rhea didn't tell you?
They did not.
I know everyone's been busy, but that's unacceptable. Well, there was a major fire here, right? Lady Rhea asked us to come help rebuild. We brought rations, too. Never hurts to have a little more food in your stores. So relax, please. I swear on the goddess herself that we don't intend to harm any of you.
I did ask His Majesty to spare some aid in rebuilding the town.
I didn't think he'd bring church
But I did not expect the task to fall to you.
What kind of church are we if we don't help those in need? Besides, we owe Fargus quite the debt. You guys took us in, even going as far as to start a war with the Empire in the process. This is the least we can do to return the favor.
Surely the Knights of Seros have long since repaid their debts on the battlefield.
Maybe the Knights have, but the monks and scholars won't let us hear the end of it if we don't let them pitch in too. So when Lady Rhea heard about the fire, she apparently jumped at the chance to help.
Is that so?
I know the people of Duscur will have their concerns, since they're not followers of Seros. But it'll all be fine. And we can't just sit around twiddling our thumbs while people out there desperately need help, can we? At least, that's how all of us who follow the teachings of Lady Rhea view it. You're free to supervise if you still don't trust us.
No. You seem to be speaking the truth. His Majesty has expressed similar sentiments in the past. I believe your desire to help is sincere.
Thanks, Dedu. I was starting to think you were about to tell us to pack up and go home. Well, now that we're all square on that front, point us toward what needs the most help. We'll do manual labor, planning, you name it.
In that case, I'd ask that you clear away the burnt wood and help distribute food to the townsfolk. I will explain to everyone what you're doing here.
Yes, that's probably for the best. I'm sure they'll be much more willing to listen to you. Anyway, we'd better get to work.
So, let's see how that awkward conversation proceeds.
Hey, Dedu. I've been thinking. Fargus has really changed lately.
What is with the music?
How do you mean?
I don't know. That's just the feeling I get when I see what goes on in this town. Don't you agree? It's like everyone here trusts you unconditionally, even though you serve the King of Fargus, someone they should hate with all their hearts. It must have taken a lot of hard work to rebuild that trust. I'm honestly impressed.
The achievement is not my own. His Majesty has been striving towards this for some time now.
Huh. When you put it that way, it makes me think he must have been planning it all along. I mean, people used to say he wasn't right in the head when he first chose you as his retainer, but he clearly had reason for doing so.
Yes, I can still hear the echoes of their gossip in my ears. The castle was full of it.
Bunch of racist SOBs.
It led me to ask His Majesty why he saved my life. He replied that neither faith nor birth are of import when a person's life is in danger.
Lady Rhea has told me the same thing.
Really?
She saved me once a long time ago, just like Dimitri did for you. Twice, actually, even though I don't have a religious bone in my body. It's gotta be in their blood to never abandon someone in need.
Perhaps His Majesty and the Archbishop aren't as dissimilar as I thought.
True. Neither of them seem to let their lofty positions go to their head. They have that in common, too.
I'm not sure I follow.
Well, despite her role as Archbishop, it's not too uncommon to find Lady Rhea at an orphanage, playing with the children. And Dimitri's the same way, right? I heard he was off teaching some village kids how to fight just the other day.
Yes, that is true.
So he still does that, huh?
Though I'd prefer he spend his free time at rest instead.
Hey, helping people is calming in its own way, right?
Yes, but it doesn't replace sleeping.
So if making sure he's well rested is part of your job, I say you let him do that however he sees fit.
Again, chillaxing and going to frickin' sleep are not interchangeable.
That's one way of viewing things. I'll think on it.
Next time he just knocks Dimitri on the
I
head.
suppose we probably understand each other better than most, serving such similar leaders.
You're suggesting that you and I have much in common as well.
Maybe. Either way, it's been a real joy talking to you. We've probably been through a lot of the same ups and downs in life, if I had to guess. In time, I bet we could even become friends. So long as our bosses stay in each other's good graces.
Agreed. Though, if they were to part ways...
We'd kill each other.
Whoa, no need to go there. I think we both know what would happen if they ever chose to cross swords. We'd kill each other without hesitation. I'm sure we have that in common, too.
This lovely weather gives cause for my feet to wander of their own accord.
Stop going on your own.
Oh, I think I spy a familiar face. Good day, Ash.
You're way closer than expected.
Morning, Flane. Out for a stroll?
Yes. And you are... fishing?
We're the water.
Yep. The army's a bit short on provisions, so I was thinking I could help add to the pile.
So that's why there's so many fish.
What a simply splendid idea. Can I take a look at your catch?
She's a big fan of fishing.
Oh, help yourself. I've been out here since before dawn, so there's quite a few fish already.
Okay, well, more accurately, she's a fan of fish.
Goodness, you're right. You must be a talented angler indeed.
Oh, thanks, Flane. And yeah, not to brag or anything, but I'm pretty confident in my abilities with the old fishing pole. My brother used to take me fishing in a nearby river when I was little.
So he taught you all you know? Oh, I must admit I'm ever so jealous. I used to go fishing with my mother long ago, but I haven't done it in years at this point. And if I even think about getting close to a river now, my brother swoops down to give me an earful.
I'm sure he's just concerned. I'd be scared to let my younger siblings fish all by themselves, too. Do you want to give it a go now?
Really?
Why not? I mean, I'll be right here to make sure you don't fall in or anything.
Thank you very much, Ash. I'm going to catch a big one. Oh! I hooked one!
Look at that line bend! It must be huge!
Or it's a rock.
Curses! It escaped.
I caught a glimpse of its shadow when you tried to reel it in. That thing was a monster.
Small side thing with the fishing, it's obviously just a thing that people do. But the reason it's relevant here is that in Three Houses, there's a fishing minigame. There's also a cute little event in one of the chapters where they host a fishing contest specifically to get, you know, a bunch of fish and get one really specific fish to give to her as a gift. So it's fitting that she's having this type of conversation with somebody. Because, you know, being a fan of fishing is a thing in the other game.
I'm surprised to learn this river is home to a fish as large as that.
Same. I've been coming here for a long time and never once seen one that big.
It is decided then. The next time I find that fish, I will capture it. Will you join me again when that time comes? My brother will be more amenable if you agree to be there watching over me.
Seteth amenable? Yeah, that'll be the day. But sure, I'd be glad to tag along.
You have something to say, or do you just like staring at me?
Both. Anyway.
Merely thinking about your brother, that's all.
Damn.
I only caught a glimpse of him at Aryan Road, but he was nothing like what the rumors suggested.
Oh yeah, he was in that mission.
You mean the ones about the eldest son of a noble family falling from grace? Taking up a life of banditry and wanton destruction?
The very same. They say he was a foul knave who stole not to survive, but because he took such great pleasure from the act. Still, I suppose one shouldn't take such rumors at face value.
Actually, there's a fair amount of truth to what they say. At least there was, up until 2 years ago. Yet still, His Majesty thought it was wise to recruit him to our side, and somehow managed to do just that.
You know, by threatening to kill him if he did
Yes, I hear he wooed your brother with the chance to demonstrate how the Crestless can still make something of themselves.
Yeah, he did use that method.
His honeyed words drew him in, at which point he began to play the man's inferiority complex like a mandolin.
Yep.
Seems like you're more cunning than I realized. You really have eyes and ears everywhere, huh?
You're one to talk of cunning, springing as you do from the loins of Margrave Gautier himself.
Don't talk about my dad's loins.
I know you've been keeping tabs on my every move.
What?
In my line of work, one learns to pick up on hostile presences rather quickly. From the day we met, you've been waiting for me to take one wrong step so you can cut me down. I'd heard the heir of House Gautier was nothing more than a base philanderer, but it seems that rumor isn't completely true either. Just look at you, having the gall to call me out while you hide behind the murderous grin plastered on your face. I know you've killed without hesitation.
Hey, we've all made mistakes. There's no need to rehash the past. And what's this murderous grin you're talking about? What would that even look like?
He's like, let me show you. It's like this.
The fact you aren't conscious of it makes you all the more dangerous. Unless that pained grimace just now was also part of your act.
Look, you can't meta the whole
Regardless,
conversation.
that crest-bearing fool nickname you picked up seems woefully inappropriate for one of your caliber. It's clear you inherited your father's cunning, and then some.
I'm not sure whether to take that as a compliment or just start sobbing.
The former. There aren't many in Fodling capable of winning my true respect. For my part, I'll watch where I step, lest I end up with one of your blades lodged in my back.
Look, I used a spear. There's not many blades. Better not jump around too much.
All right, that should do it. Sorry for pulling you into this, Sylvain.
Hey, I'm the one who should be apologizing. I can't believe I didn't pick up on the fact we had spies in our midst.
Oh, I'm just especially attuned to sensing such people. What with my line of work and all. They seemed quite adept, save for the fact they were just as poor at hiding their hostility as you.
You ever gonna let that go?
Or maybe you're just way too perceptive.
Merely years of practice, I assure you. Still, I was surprised to see how eagerly you set about clearing those spies from our midst. Never thought I'd meet someone who'd jump at an invitation to purge spies as readily as he would a lunch date with a pretty woman.
Pretty woman? Where?
Well, time is of the essence with this kind of stuff, and Dimitri surely won't mind that we only let him know after the fact. We have to win this war, and nothing loses a war faster than a leaky ship.
Yet even superior intelligence can be overturned by brute force. Take Aryan Road, for example. I was so certain we had achieved total victory, and then...
Yeah, that was a hard-won battle. We'd never have made it without my brother and the Knights. Speaking of which, it's still a little weird to trust my back to a guy who was so recently trying to jam a sword into it.
I don't know if I'd say that was recent.
I understand your qualms. In fact, I'm surprised you never hunted me down yourself to seek revenge for your brother's death.
Why? You didn't kill him.
It's all water under the bridge if you joining helps us win this war. I just didn't know if I could trust you at first.
And now? Have I proven worthy of that trust?
Certainly. Your perceptiveness really saved our tails this time. But don't forget that I'm sworn to protect this place. And you know exactly what'll happen if you decide to switch sides.
You're actually quite the loyalist beneath all that flippancy. I admire such sensibility, believe it or not. But you may rest easy. I have no intentions of betraying you. In fact, I look forward to a lasting friendship with the future Margrave.
I'd like that. And I kind of appreciate how you see right through me. Saves me the trouble of trying to beat around the bush, you know?
It sounds as if we forged a mutual respect. Perhaps I might even agree to go out with you sometime. So long as you don't use any more of your awful pickup lines from the first time we met. Oh, how did that one go again? Ah, yes. Hello there, my adorable little chickadee. Care to let this rooster into the hen house?
Is that a real thing?
Look, I already apologized for mistaking you for a girl, so you can quit bringing it up now.
Oh, I'm not embarrassed that you mistook him for a girl. I'm embarrassed you used that line.
And give up such an embarrassing tidbit on the next Margrave Gautier? Never!
I'm gonna hold this on
Besides,
you forever.
I never asked you to apologize. You're not the first to make that error, nor will you be the last. And frankly, a date with you would likely prove a very interesting experience.
Don't be so sure about that.
There's no better way to secure one's future than by attaching oneself to a dashing Margrave to be, after all.
Whoa, you just put my chickadee line to shame. Is it weird that I'm kinda into it?
Take note, Sylvain. This is how it's done.
I think I'm at least starting to get how you've risen so far so fast. I'm definitely glad you're on our side. Anyway, here's to seeing where the future takes us.
I love how their support went from, you know, subtly plotting to murder each other to, are you hitting on me? I'm not hitting on you. I approve of this. So I'm pretty sure I got at least one support between these two in the other, you know, in the previous stream, but I didn't get the second one. So we'll go through this, apologize for the repetition, then we'll we're walking.
Here you go, Cully, as promised.
This feels a little light. You run into trouble moving the merchandise?
Sure did. With all the fighting lately, even the noble folk are getting real selective about who they do business with.
Well, nothing to be done for that. Our competitors certainly won't back down, so we can't afford to either. I'll think of something. Might involve crossing a dangerous bridge or three, but we'll work it out.
I'm pretty sure he went... Huh? Yuri?
Well, if it isn't Ash. You seem out of breath. Am I really so charming?
Did you see someone suspicious come this way? I was chasing them down, but I lost them.
Ah, you must be referring to my lackey.
Your lackey? Wait, what is that you're holding?
Oh, just various proceeds from this and that. But I'll not say more, especially not in front of a royal knight like you.
Dirty money, is it?
Coin is coin. Whatever grime it may bear always washes clean in the end.
You know, I've been biting my tongue on this for a while, but I don't think it's right to earn money the way you do. You're so much smarter than me. You could do anything if you put your mind to it. There's no need to resort to cheating and hurting people to turn a profit.
Are you seriously trying to lecture the Lord of the Underworld? Oh, that's adorable. No one makes it through this life with clean hands. You should know that better than anyone. Sometimes you have to resort to just the most terrible things imaginable in order to feed your family. Am I right?
How do you know about my past? I've never told anyone.
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps I heard it from Count Rowe. Or maybe even Lord Lenato. The sins we commit follow us until our dying day, my friend.
I know that. But even so,
Well, I'm a bit busy, so you work that out while I walk away. Bye then.
Yuri. No, I won't turn my back on you.
We lost him. Split up and search, boys. Don't let him get away.
They really are a persistent pack of scoundrels.
Someone shot me!
Here comes Ash to a rescue.
Yuri, over here! Oh, I think we're good. They won't chase us this far.
I know the classes don't matter, but it would have been great. I'm just imagining Ash, on his steed, coming in like a, great knight hero. It's like, come, Yuri, take my hand. Picks him up, rides off into the sunset.
Looks like I was just in time. Are you hurt?
So long as my face is fine, the rest of me doesn't matter. That's the real moneymaker, you know. And I appreciate the save, by the way.
You never change. Anyway, care to tell me why those thugs were after you?
Oh, just a little disagreement among businessmen. Happens all the time.
This is exactly why I said you had to find a different way to make money.
Why? Because it's dangerous? Like, do you forget what we do for a living?
If you're going to lecture me, I'd prefer the arrow you gave my friend back there. Also, if you disagree with my methods, why save me in the first place? You could have left me to reap the consequences of my actions and had one less villain in the world.
I'm not lecturing you because I think you're a villain. I've no right to call you evil anyway. I just don't want to see you endanger yourself.
Sometimes the only way to get anything done is by putting yourself in harm's way. You should know. Or, I suppose you wouldn't. What with your being an upstanding knight and all now.
Trust me, I know. I can't forget the past no matter how hard I try. But I still think what you're doing is wrong. Not only are you hurting other people, you're disregarding your own well-being.
I chose this life of my own accord, and I take pride in what I do. If I get hurt in the process, that's just part of the deal. And if I'm caught and the townspeople hurl stones and fruit as I march to my execution, I'll still die with a smile on my face because...
Okay, enough! This is the reason why I can't keep letting you do this! You want to protect the people important to you, right? Well, I want to make sure you don't end up dead and covered in rotting fruit! So if you still insist on being a reckless fool, I'm going to protect you anyway!
Even though it means siding with a filthy villain?
I'm not about to help you commit crimes. And if it looks like you're going to hurt someone, I'll do everything in my power to stop you. I just want to save my friend, okay?
I truly don't get you sometimes. Also, can't believe I'm going to fall for a cornball line like that.
Did you say something, Yuri?
Sincerity goes a long way, kid.
Nothing. Forget it.
Oh dear, she left some of her feed again today. She might even be sick. But what do I do if she is?
You should give her hay instead of feed.
Oh, Marianne, I didn't notice you there. Wait, what's wrong with feed?
Oats aren't enough. For a horse, I mean. Not enough nutritional value.
I suppose I have been giving her a good amount of oats recently. Is that really what's making her unwell?
Yes. Probably.
In that case, I'll find some hay for her right away. Thanks for the advice. You sure know a lot.
Oh, no, not at all.
There's no need to be humble when you clearly know so much. Speaking of which, would you mind if I asked you some other questions?
No, I should have minded my own... please, excuse me.
Run away.
Hey, wait! There's so much I want to ask! What do I do? I only brought her on the battlefield once. But now she refuses to take even a single step.
What, Marianne?
I think, she's scared.
What? Really?
I can try to calm her down, but I don't know. Easy, girl, easy. I know that was scary, but you're safe now. Shh.
Amazing! She's walking again!
Yay.
She said she hates the stench of blood on the battlefield. And that's why she didn't want to move.
Oh, well that makes sense. Wait, did you just talk to my horse?
That is not the weirdest thing that you've seen.
Yes, well, I mean, sort of. I just kind of understand.
I'm Fluttershy, don't overthink
But
it.
that's incredible! How do you do that? And can you teach me?
No.
It's really just, I mean, I sort of imagine what they're thinking based on little movements, or... I'm sorry. I'm not helpful. I should go.
Not helpful? This is the second time you've helped me and her both. You shouldn't be so hard on yourself, Marianne. Have a little confidence in your abilities.
Please excuse me.
Didn't hear a single word after that.
Wait, I didn't even get to thank you!
Gotta leave a trap for next time.
She's been flicking her tail a lot today. Does that mean she's happy?
No, she's just brushing off flies.
Very efficient.
Oh, that makes sense. Also, I was thinking she was in a bad mood because she kept stomping her hoof.
That means she wants more hay, and higher quality feed if possible.
Stuck-up horse.
Where's this coming from, huh? You keep eating like this, you'll only have more weight to carry around. I've really been trying to figure out what she's thinking based on her behavior, but it's so hard. I'm impressed you manage it so easily.
Oh no, I'm not that impressive. What's wrong, Ingrid?
I can only imagine how frustrating it would be, like, no ego stroking, just genuinely how annoying it would be in real life, talking to someone with such a grand talent, and just listening to them constantly downplay and berate themselves, like, oh no, I'm not, and especially if you figure out that's completely genuine, because there's some people who are like, you know, fakers, who like pretend to be humble when you can eventually tell they're, you know, full of BS. But it's gotta be so annoying to like meet someone who's so good at something and they have like zero self-awareness, and it's like, why are you making yourself feel bad? You have a talent, earn it and own it.
Marianne, perfect timing. My horse is refusing to move again, and I need to help an ally back on the battlefield. She doesn't seem scared like before, so I'm not sure what to do.
Okay, I'll talk to her. Shh. You're fine. You'll be all right.
Well, what did she say?
She doesn't want to take you to the battlefield because it's too dangerous. For you, I mean.
So that's what was troubling her. All right, I'll take it from here. There, girl. It's all right. Even if we're heading into danger, I'll be fine so long as I'm with you. Now lift your head and walk. One of our friends is waiting for us. Aw, thanks. I'm counting on you.
Thank goodness you got through.
I have been doing my best to learn how to connect with her, and it's clearly paying off. Though I'd never have understood her feelings without your insight.
But I didn't do anything. More importantly, you should hurry and help your friend.
I will. See you later.
Wait, Ingrid, I hope you come back safely. And then, when you do, maybe we can,
Oh, you want to go horseback riding together sometime? Of course. I'd love to have Dorte join us.
Oh, yes, actually. But how did you know?
When you spend enough time with a person, you start to pick up on what they're thinking through facial expressions and mannerisms. It's especially true of close friends. So I guess all my practice helped us as well.
Oh, Ingrid. I really admire how hard you work at everything you do. I hope you return safely. Dorte and I will be waiting for you.
We'll come back safe, Marianne. I promise.
Hey there, Ignatz!
Oh, Raphael!
These two, like, automatically have, like, default, you know, old childhood friends. You know, we learned that well, they mentioned it in their paralogue, so, you know, regardless of whether or not you do their support, it's always kind of taken for granted that these two are buddy-buddy.
I've been looking all over for you. Got a minute to chat?
Of course.
With all the battles lately, we've barely had any time to sit down and rest.
Right? It feels like I don't even see you anymore. And I definitely don't have enough time to show off my muscles.
Glad to see you haven't changed at all these past 2 years. The Officers' Academy shut down so suddenly. I scarcely would have imagined we'd all end up back together as part of an army.
Same here. Oh, and I could hardly believe my ears when I found out you signed up to be a knight over with Lawrence.
To be honest, I had nowhere else to turn. I owe a great debt to him and his generosity.
Gotcha. He's not such a bad guy, that Lawrence.
I agree. Tell me, Raphael, how have you been holding up these past 2 years? I hear your family opened an inn.
Oh yeah, me, my grandpa, and Maya. Business is going pretty great if you ask me.
That's wonderful. And how is Maya?
Alright, this is the conversation. I remember now. We had the support already. This is the one where he's clearly, like, trying to get information on his sister. Be like, how she's doing? Just, yeah, I'd love to see her. Like, good friend, be great time. No, I don't have feelings for her. Shut up.
She's as sunny as always. That reminds me, she was pretty worried about you. I better write her a letter and tell her you're okay. I'm sure she wants to see you. Bet you're feeling the same way, huh?
Of course, I'd love to come in. That is, I should write her a letter.
What's wrong?
Life never works out the way you want, does it?
Huh?
Oh, it's nothing. Just thinking back to my childhood. Back then, I felt like I had the power to do whatever I wanted.
What do you mean? I still feel like that now.
Yeah, good for you.
You do?
Sure. I know I joined the Officers' Academy to be a knight, but that option's off the table. But look at me now. I might not be a knight, but I'm fighting in a war as if I was. All you've got to do is put your mind to it, and you can do anything you want. Trust me.
Yes, I think you're right. Thanks, Raphael.
Ignatz! I've been looking all over for you.
Oh, hello, Sylvain. Do you need something?
Yeah, I actually... Oh, were you painting? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's fine. What can I do for you?
Actually, I was hoping you could take a look at this painting I brought back last time I was home.
Huh. Oh, they actually showed it.
This style is rarely seen in Fargus. It might be the work of an Imperial painter.
Agreed. I don't think I've seen this style of brushwork used much in the kingdom. My father's first wife was an Imperial noble, so maybe it was hers?
I never knew that. Still, it's quite stunning.
I know, right? That lady's really something.
I didn't mean the woman herself. Though, of course, she's lovely too.
Sylvain's head always goes one way.
The features of her face suggest such kindness. She actually resembles Lady Rhea in a way.
The thing is, I have no idea who she is or if she even exists in real life.
Is that why you came to me? To see if I could uncover her identity?
Pretty much. I really love this thing, so it's been bugging me for years. I thought maybe you could finally scratch the itch for me. I mean, everybody knows you're the go-to guy for anything related to art.
And now we know that.
Well, I'll do what I can, but please try not to get your hopes up. There's still a great deal I don't know. Though I must admit, my curiosity has been piqued as well.
Oh, really? Thanks. I wouldn't have the first clue about how to go about this on my own. I mean, I'd at least have something to go on if it was a religious painting, but us kingdom folk pretty much only care about fighting, you know? And our art books are, well, let's just say they're lacking, and leave it at that.
Yes, I'm well aware. Sadly, while religious art has continued to thrive and grow, the same can't be said for its secular counterparts. I do get the impression that this portrait may actually be related to the Church of Seros, though.
You think? I don't know. I haven't noticed any of the usual elements of a Seros composition.
As I'm sure you know, paintings of legendary and sacred figures all share a certain pattern. Which is to say, they're frequently depicted with their associated symbols.
Yeah, like Saint Seros with swords and Saint Sethaline with fish. But I don't see anything even close to that here.
Look at the birds. Don't they seem strangely prominent to you?
I guess, now that you mention it. Okay, so who was associated with birds? Saint Macule, maybe? No, Saint Macule was a guy. This is nothing like how he's usually depicted either.
Unless...
I didn't expect you to be so knowledgeable, Sylvain. No offense.
Nah, I get that a lot.
To be honest, I always thought the two of us lived in entirely different worlds.
Well, I mean, yeah, blue lion, golden deer, not what I meant. Oh, right.
Come on, you should know me better than that. I'm the biggest art connoisseur in all of Fargus.
Pause for laughter.
Though, I admit, at first I only studied it to impress the ladies.
Checks out.
Sorry. I guess we still live in different worlds after all.
Hey, Ignatz. How goes the research?
I've actually learned a fair number of things about your painting. Based on the canvas and pigments, I've managed to narrow down the era when it was made. I believe it to be from roughly 200 years ago, around the time the Officers' Academy was founded at the monastery.
Wow, I'm impressed you can nail it down that specifically. I knew you'd come through for me.
Well, the vivid blue pigment of her clothes is very distinctive. It's a rare kind of Almyran paint made from crushed gemstones. And it only came to Fodlan 2 centuries ago, after Almyra invaded.
Which means the painting can't be any older than that, yeah?
Exactly. Oh, and the material used for the canvas is... Well, if I went into every detail, we'd be here all day. What about you, Sylvain? Did you learn anything? I heard you were trying to track down some books in the capital.
Yeah, I read up on the saints. Turns out birds are definitely one of St. Macule's things. But I also found a weird story about an archbishop from 2 centuries ago. I'm guessing her reign got cut short due to illness because I didn't recognize the name at all. Anyway, on the day she died, white birds apparently flocked to the monastery and started mourning.
If that took place 2 centuries ago, she might be the person in this painting.
Yeah, it all seems too connected to be a coincidence.
Still, her clothes seem rather plain for an archbishop of the time.
Yeah, I wonder why. They were usually into fancy robes and big hats and all that.
Maybe it's more of a symbolic representation than an actual portrait. It could be designed to show how she was humble and supportive of the poor and downtrodden. Or perhaps she just wanted to be represented without all the trappings of her office. Of course, I'm just guessing here. I have no actual proof of anything.
Hey, I'm spitballing too. I mean, I don't even know for sure that she was an archbishop. Still, is it just me or does she look a lot like Lady Rhea?
Well, yes, I suppose she does. But that has to be a coincidence, right?
Right.
The position of archbishop isn't hereditary, and I doubt they could be related in any way.
Yeah, you're right. Probably just the overall ambiance that makes them seem similar. Anyway, who knew I'd find something like this hiding in my house? Pretty crazy, huh? I'm really glad I showed you. Not knowing would have probably bugged me for the rest of my life otherwise.
No, thank you. I'm truly glad to have come across this piece. Both because I got to know a stunning work of art and because I learned more about you in the process. You're much easier to talk to than I imagined, and quite a bit more interesting as well.
Glad we could clear up that little misunderstanding, because I'm all about making new friends.
I feel just the same.
I recall we saw this one, just him and Lawrence having a weird, conversation based on their class rules. Lawrence trying desperately to try to get Raphael to understand, and Raphael just not having it. And it starts with food. Alright, starting good, starting good. Okay, can I have that?
Go ahead.
Oh my god, that is what he was thinking.
Oh boy! But wait, if I eat that, what are you gonna eat?
I'll buy something from one of the merchants outside.
But that costs money! This is my second helping. Or maybe third. I can't remember. Anyway, if anyone's gonna be paying for extra food, it should be me.
Yeah, but you're broke.
In that case, I'll take you up on... Wait, was that thunder?
That was his stomach.
Nope, just my stomach. Sorry to scare you. I tell ya, I can't wait for this war to be over so I can eat as much as I want.
Look, skipping a full portion won't kill me. Why don't you take half?
Wow! You mean it? Thanks a bunch, meat buddy.
Meat buddy? Wait, is that me?
Yeah, you love it as much as I do. So that makes us meat buddies.
Whatever you say.
Hey, I've got an idea. If there isn't enough to go around, we should go hunting. That way everyone can have their fill.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Except neither one of you are archers, so I'm gonna be very interested to see how you two define hunting.
I know! Come on, we'll hit up the nearby forest. Petra says there's a ton of game there.
Huh, they name drop Petra.
Just so happens I have some free time on my hands. So let me finish my lunch and I'll be ready.
All right! Meat buddies are unstoppable!
Wait, you forgot your food! He really is something.
Oh well, I get to eat. Didn't notice that tiny little crack in the A I hadn't finished yet.
Mess hall food is just the best!
Is there even gonna be weed?
You're really piling up the plates there, Raphael. You must have been extra hungry.
Yeah, I was just out exercising. Food always tastes best after a long workout.
You should tell the chefs how much you enjoyed it. I'm sure they'd be pleased.
Will do. You know, I opened an inn myself, and I've been doing the cooking there. Except, I've never gotten a compliment from a customer. Not even once.
So they didn't like it? I wonder why.
I guess it just didn't taste very good.
Or you put too much meat.
Honestly, I don't know a whole lot about cooking, so I had a pretty rough time in the kitchen.
In that case, why don't we work on it together? You may not have as many chances to cook here, but I bet we can still find opportunities to hone your skills. Believe me, one of the best feelings in the world is having someone tell you they enjoyed a meal you created.
Hold on. You're gonna train me? You're the best, Ash!
We'll get started right away. First, let's see you make something so I can get a feel for your skill level.
Well, how's it taste?
Well, it's not bad necessarily, but a huge pile of meat isn't really a meal. It's just meat.
I was right. I was right. He just serves meat. That's all he does. Just, here you go. Just giant bowl of meat. Like, I know the meat lover's a thing, but I, at the very least put something into it.
Wait, you want something more than that? To each his own, I guess.
If you're going to focus on one ingredient, you have to work on your seasonings. This just tastes like a slab of bacon wrapped around a salt lick.
Why does that? Oh,
Also,
God.
try using some vegetables. For a garnish, if nothing else. A little splash of color will make your dishes more appealing to the eye.
Huh. I never thought about how food looked.
That's something my father always used to say. If flavor is king, appearance is the royal court. He's actually the one who taught me that adding some color with vegetables will make things taste better, too.
That's actually a good line.
Well, I guess I could jam a cucumber in there or something, if you think it'd help.
Maybe don't jam it into
You can't
the meat.
just jam things in without thinking about it, Raphael.
This isn't a turkey.
You have to prepare them first, then arrange them in a way that's pleasing to the eye.
At the very least, sensible.
Every ingredient requires careful preparation in order to bring out its true flavor.
Okay. I think I get it.
For example, try seasoning the meat with some herbs, then boil your vegetables to remove the bitterness. After that, fan them out on the platter and...
Wait, hang on. I boil the bitterness out of the herbs, then blare the season? But which season? Fall? Spring?
No, seasons.
This is way harder than just throwing a hunk of beef on a plate.
Yes, that's why not everyone's a
Deep
chef.
breaths, Raphael. You can do this. And since this whole training thing was my idea, I promise to stick it out to the very end.
Thanks, Ash. With your help, I'm gonna make grub that'll have folks licking their plates.
Meanwhile, the chess walks into the kitchen, to make one of the dozen meals they make during each mission. Sees that mess starting, turns around, it's like, nope. Not getting dragged into this sketch.
What's up, Raphael?
There you are, Ash. Here, sit down.
Okay.
Soft sentimental music, which means he pulled it off.
Now,
oh, that
eat
looks
up.
good. That looks good.
Hey, this is the dish I was teaching you before. Raphael, did you make this yourself?
I sure did. So grab a shovel and dig in, because it's all yours.
I've got to say, it looks a lot more appetizing than before. Plus, it smells fantastic. All right, let's see what we've got. That was delicious. You used just the right amount of salt, which really brought out the flavor of the herbs.
Hey, you were right. It really does feel great to hear someone say that. I practiced seasoning and putting things on the plate and all that stuff, just like you said. Oh, and I had some of the soldiers do a bit of taste testing for me.
They're not poisoned, right?
It sure was rough at first, but I think I've definitely improved.
You certainly have. I had no idea you were working so hard on this.
Hey, this is future.
That's because I was sneaky. I only wanted you to try it once I knew it was perfect. You worked so hard to teach me. I just had to pay you back somehow.
Raphael, you know my father used to run a restaurant, right? Well, this is the dish he was famous for.
You're not talking about Lord Leonardo, are you?
No, my birth father. He took ill and died a long time ago. I told you what he said about flavor and appearance because he always used to say it to me. And this tastes just like what he used to make. I've tried for years to get the same flavor, but I couldn't do it. Honestly, I never thought I'd taste it again.
Come on. Eating through tears is no way to enjoy a meal. Good food should make you smile, not cry.
Sorry, Raphael. Guess I got lost in the past there for a second. But you're right. Good food should make people smile. And everything tastes even better when you're sharing it with a room full of smiling people.
Wait. In that case... that's it! I'm making a new rule when I get back to the inn. You gotta smile when you eat good food.
That'll be good for the cook and the customers alike.
I knew you'd agree. Eating's supposed to be a celebration. So whenever you get a hankering for my cooking again, just say the word, Ash.
Thanks, Raphael. And I'll be sure to eat it with a smile.
Raphael, pardon my interrupting your fleeting moment of repose.
Oh, hey Lawrence. You need something?
I do, in fact. To tell the truth, I recently learned how you and your family founded an inn once you returned to your hometown. Yet, you still chose to leave them behind and risk your life and livelihood fighting in this brutal war. I must ask the reason why.
Why? Well, to keep my family safe, of course.
I struggle to follow your reasoning. Would then it not be more prudent to remain by their side?
That's what I thought at first, too. But just being there with them wouldn't be enough. Yeah, I can protect everyone day to day if I'm back keeping watch at the inn. But if me joining the fight on the front lines means we bring peace back to the world, they'd never have to worry another day in their lives. So sure, it's tough being away from Maya through all this, but it'll be worth it in the end. I know it.
I see. Your thinking is correct in part, but it is in part mistaken as well. Staying at the inn to protect your family will not provide them the security you so desperately desire. So long as this war continues to heave along, your establishment will always remain at risk of being consumed by the flames of combat. But you are a commoner, and it is our duty as nobles to protect the ordinary citizens of our territories. There should be no need for one who is not with the military to leave their family and join the war effort. Such tasks are meant to be handled by the nobility. In other words, you should be leaving the defense of your lands to me and my subordinates.
Were you really that worried about me being here? Oh, thanks! But this was my choice. I'll be fine.
No, that is not what I meant, in the slightest. I speak of the obligation we in the nobility have to our people. The weight of war should fall on our very shoulders, while the common folk in our charge should focus on maintaining their livelihoods.
Okay, but I'm still gonna fight no matter what. The toughest people are the ones who should be leading the charge, right?
What I mean is, you're not listening to a word I say, are you?
You don't think I've got what it takes, huh?
And he comes up with the
I got
contest.
It. Let's compete to see who's stronger.
Pardon? You want a competition?
You betcha. It's the perfect way to find out who's got the real arm muscles around here. There's a bunch of boxes that need to get moved, over in the training grounds. Want to see who can carry the most? If I win, you'll have to promise to be totally cool with letting me fight.
And Lawrence is like, I'm not falling for that.
No, I must decline. By that token, you will only end up proving your point.
So you do think I'm strong?
Do not misunderstand my intentions. You and I are on completely different pages on this matter. We are practically in two separate genres. But someone like him would undoubtedly prove useful in the heat of battle. But...
hello? Whatever. I'm gonna go grab those boxes myself. My muscles are aching for a little workout.
That's the end of that.
Ah, Annette! Good day to you! I see you remain as sprightly and sweet as a newly bloomed flower.
What the hell was... Oh, God, I forgot. No, he remember, he used to hit on a lot of female characters. Oh boy.
Hi, Lawrence.
This is not the first time he's done this, is it?
Oh my. Have I done something to invite your displeasure?
Notice at least he's not so of his own, aristocracy mindset or his own delusion that he can register, people's actual reaction to him.
You just kind of brought back a bad memory from a long time ago.
Is it me or Sylvain?
Back at the School of Sorcery, there was this one time this noble guy made fun of me.
What manner of cur would dare do such a thing? If a noble ever presumes to mock your genius, point me in their direction so I might give them a taste of their own medicine.
Well, then pop the cork on that medicine bottle and take a nice big gulp.
Wait, what?
Hold a moment. Are you implying that I am the one who mocked you?
He was in the academy with you?
I'm not implying it, I'm saying it. You made fun of me the first time we ever met. You were all like, I say, you there, this is no place for a child. Now run along to your parents before I summon the watch.
Okay, yeah, that does sound
We
like...
simply cannot abide a common scullery maid wandering these hallowed halls. Why, we'd be made a laughing stock.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
You thought I was some lost kid, and you called me a scullery maid.
Yes, I do seem to vaguely recall the incident. Oh, so that scullery maid was you!
And he stepped in it.
That is, you were in fact no maid at all, but the noble niece of Baron Dominic.
Again, it's appreciated that he actually notices.
You have my sincerest apologies for the error. Pray forgive my impertinent tongue.
Oh, it's fine. I mean, it would be silly to keep hanging on to a grudge like that, right?
If we'd had but another chance to properly converse back then, I'm certain the matter would have been cleared up with some ease. But sadly, that day was both our first and last opportunity to meet.
Now that you mention it, I don't remember seeing you around after that.
Yes, because my father swiftly summoned me back to Alliance territory. After the king's death, the kingdom had become too unstable for me to remain there any longer.
Oh, right. That was right around the tragedy of Dusker.
Man, everybody in this place had a bunch
My father worried that relations between the kingdom and Alliance might become strained. As such, I was forced to leave school mere days after my arrival.
Huh. Kind of funny how we keep ending up together like this.
Yes, it seems fate strives to keep us together, whether at the School of Sorcery, the Academy, or here. And I, for one, look forward to seeing what the future holds.
Me too. But if you ever call me a kid or a maid again, no amount of summoning the watch is gonna save you.
I swear on my life, those words shall never cross my lips again. And by way of apology for my odious blunder, I hereby swear to come to your aid if ever you require it. Just say the word, and I, Lawrence Hellman Gloucester, will hurry to your side.
Do the laugh. He did the laugh. Yep, you're in trouble now, Annette. Is it gonna be comedy or sincere?
Ah, Annette, good day to you.
Seems gonna be
Hey, Lawrence.
a bit of both.
Did you need something?
The music tips me off about what should I expect from the support conversation.
Yes, there is something I simply had to tell you.
Please don't say you want to ask me out.
Fair assumption. Also, I wonder if they base where they're talking completely random, or if they were actually like going step by step in every support. It's like, not, I mean, obviously this conversation needs to take place in the kitchen because they're talking about food, or they just got out of the dining hall.
Perish the thought. I merely wanted to praise you for your diligence, as it has clearly been paying off.
What?
Thanks, I guess. What's all this about?
I have borne witness to your magnificent exploits, both on and off the battlefield. Such achievements could only be possible through tireless effort. That kind of brilliance is impressive, no matter if you're a noble or a common lass of the lowest birth.
You gonna give specifics?
Is something the matter? You look like a pigeon that's just been struck in the face with wind magic.
How do you know what a pigeon would... Did you hit a
It just
pigeon?
came out of the blue is all. I wasn't really expecting you to compliment me.
Hold up, did you punch a pigeon with wind magic just to see what its face would make?
But I am wounded. Is receiving a compliment from me truly so shocking? I merely wanted to express my heartfelt admiration, not least of all because of the misunderstanding which has long stood between us. I thought it best to speak my mind before fate's fickle hand separates us yet again.
You are so odd sometimes.
And now you laugh at me. Might I inquire as to why? I see nothing odd about praising a dear colleague.
Sorry. I'm sorry. It just hit me that you're actually totally sincere about all this.
Had that not been apparent? How could I be anything less than sincere in my desire to mend our previously strained relationship?
Well, I'm glad you appreciate all of my efforts, Lawrence. I really am. Because when you called me a child back then, it felt like you were dismissing all the hard work it took to make it into the School of Sorcery. I think some part of me has wanted to win your approval ever since, so it feels great to finally have it happen. You're a better judge of character than I gave you credit for, Lawrence.
Naturally. It is a noble's sacred duty to stand above others and correctly evaluate their worth, after all.
Sure.
Well then, as something of a noble myself, I guess I could stand to learn more about that from you.
That would be splendid! Well then, from one noble to another, perhaps you might join me for a meal so we might discuss issues of...
Let's not. I wouldn't want to spoil my newfound appreciation for you.
Is that so? How unfortunate. Perhaps some other...
Woo! Look at the time. I better get going. I need to do something with all this extra motivation.
Look, we ended on a good note, Lawrence. Take the win. Take the win.
Well, no matter. I need only follow her example and work tirelessly toward my goal.
Yeah, that's the spirit, Lawrence.
For I, Lawrence Hellman Gloucester, must aspire to nothing less.
Do the laugh.
Huh.
Need something?
I have been noticing that you are going out of your way to be helping me. Even more than the others. Why is this?
You're a foreign queen. Neglecting you would reflect poorly on His Majesty.
You do not need to be worrying. I possess skill at adapting. Before, I was thinking Fargus was too cold. But now, I have become adapted to it.
Good.
But I am experiencing a problem. I still have struggles with the language of Fodlan. Perhaps you can be teaching me?
Me? Teach you the language?
Yes. I know the tongue of Dusker also has many differences from Fodlan's. But you speak as if this is your land of home.
You give me too much credit.
I am spending my days with native speakers just like you. And I am always studying with hardness. But you are still surpassing me in this language. How did you become this way?
His Majesty taught me. He felt it unproductive to communicate in broken sentences, so we spent years teaching each other.
An exchange of languages! That idea is a wonderful one. If Dimitri found success teaching you, maybe you can be doing the same for me. Do we have agreement?
Why me?
You said that Dimitri is not wanting me to be neglected. Not being able to convey my feelings is giving me great sadness. It is making me feel frustration and loneliness.
Ah.
When I was first in Fodlan, I could not be saying anything in this language. Whenever Edelgard was speaking to me, I could only be staring back at her with big, confused eyes. Then I decided to be studying on my own. But the nobles were laughing and saying my words were ugly.
It was the same for me, but His Majesty was always close. If ever I struggled with a word, he would teach me.
But I was a hostage. I was without such a teacher. Until today, now I am having you.
I suppose you do.
As someone who learned their languages at a very early age, and then only took classes to try to learn a third language, failed miserably. I cannot imagine the challenge it has to be to have to learn a language while you're living in a land that doesn't speak your native tongue. That has to be a special kind of hell.
Oh hey, looks like I'm not the first one to show up.
Hello there. No need to pay me any mind. I'll just be absorbed in my book here. I assume you've come to meet someone? As they've clearly not arrived yet, why don't you join me? Here.
Thanks. Hey Linhardt, you're into all that spooky magic stuff, right? Like sorcery and crests and whatnot?
You can teleport, Chess.
Yes? Why? Is there something you'd like to ask me?
Oh, no. I was just thinking it's kind of weird that you've never really been interested in my power.
Oh, so he's actually bringing it.
Do you want me to be?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even understand it myself. But with you helping me, I might actually learn something.
Uh-huh. Well, not everything piques my interest. Your circumstances simply do not.
If you're not interested, then so be it. But is there any particular reason why?
Hard to say. Perhaps because a sword is the only thing you're able to manifest? Strictly speaking, I suppose your power does raise some questions. But that sinister weapon of yours, It just doesn't leave me all that interested in learning more.
Sinister, huh? Well, that's one way to describe it.
I call it pokey.
Tell me, have you ever beheld one of the hero's relics? They also possess the most peculiar aura. And yet, there's something almost divine about the terror they instill. But your sword? It's cold. Maybe even inhuman. In more complex terms, it's little more than an inorganic, dispassionate construct, not a hint of the goddess's divine guidance in its design. It's not as if you were able to choose what you manifested, right? It just came to you.
True, but what if I could turn it into something else and start manifesting different things? Would you be interested then?
Is such a thing possible? I would like to see that for myself, I must admit. In fact, I'd be quite excited by that. What a fascinating topic to lay at my feet.
It's a bit.
Hey, it was just a suggestion. I have no idea if I can actually do it.
But aren't you the one who brought it up?
Yeah, for a conversation. So we did most of these in the other route. This was the one I hadn't seen before.
Ugh, goodness, but that is heavy.
Could you grab the feed over there, Mercedes?
Oh,
yes, of course. Give me one moment, please.
Obviously, Mage is not going to be a
Please,
in
don't
shape.
push yourself if you're tired. I can do it.
Well, we managed to finish. I'm so sorry for leaving the bulk of the work to you.
Do not worry about it. You are always helping me with so many other things.
Not everyone is made for manual labor.
Besides which, I am used to taking care of horses. It barely even feels like work anymore.
I suppose House Galatea is famous for its Pegasus Knights.
Yes, though they are costly to care for, so we don't keep many. When I was a child, I often helped my older brothers tend to both our Pegasi and our horses.
I forgot that you have brothers.
Yes, my eldest brother acts as our father's advisor, while the other serves a different family as a knight.
You must have been very close. It's wonderful.
I suppose, though we hardly ever played together, the age gap was just too great. My eldest brother in particular was incredibly strict with me. Whenever I would try to go horseback riding through the hills, he would say,
Wait a sec, I remember
"How
this.
dare you do something so dangerous? What if something happened to you?" What's worse, my father agreed with him.
Right,
It kept me from getting out on too many adventures as a
It is the one
child.
where Mercedes is like, oh, I don't know about
Thinking
that.
back on it, I understand their concern. I was the only one in the family to bear a crest, after all.
I'm not so certain your crest was the reason for their concern.
Being the optimist, she's like,
I think they were worried simply because they love you. You are the youngest, yes? It's only natural for them to want to keep you safe.
Well, it is true we had a mostly good relationship, but I don't know if I'd go that far.
I'm not so sure. They would have treasured you all the same, even if you didn't bear a crest. Even now, I can't help but want to fuss over my little brother, so I know what it means to be an older sibling.
I hear you, but I still don't see the need to be quite so overprotective.
You protest, but I can tell you enjoyed their show of affection. In fact...
and she rustles her hair.
Mercedes? What are you doing?
And I made a big stink about how we didn't
I'm
get to
ruffling
see
your
it.
hair, since your brothers aren't around to do it.
I was like, oh, come on, show
That is
it.
the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. Come, we should get back to work.
Whatever you say.
don't think we did. I still think this is the one we haven't seen.
If you fall, pick yourself back up. An enemy won't wait for you to regain your footing.
Yes, Lady Ingrid.
Easy for you to say. You ride a freaking horse.
We've been at this for a while now. Let's take a break.
Hello, all. You seem to be doing fine work with your training today. I brought snacks, so please eat up and restore your energy.
Sweet snacks.
Thank you, Lady Mercedes. I'll go tell the others at once.
Guys, Mercedes brought food.
That would be wonderful. Oh, and I baked plenty, so there's no need to rush. Dig in, Ingrid. We must remember to treat ourselves once in a while, after all.
Thank you. These are delicious! Of course, I should have expected no less from you. I have been struggling every day for a way to show these girls my appreciation, yet have come up with nothing. But then you waltz in here and pull it off in one fell swoop. Just look how happy you've made them.
You give me too much credit. Children love anyone who brings them sweets.
She just called them kids.
Still, they are nothing more than bundles of nerves around me. I'm sure they'd feel at ease if only I was as kind and considerate as you.
Oh, I think you're much more important to them than I. All I do is bring snacks on occasion. You take the time to train them every day without fail. I know the only reason you're so strict is so they're ready for what awaits them on the battlefield. Your lessons are their own form of kindness. I'm certain they recognize that.
You have more confidence than I do.
Well, let's test it.
Then let me ask you a question. Do you hate your older brothers?
What? No, how could I? I mean, naturally, there were times where I resented how hard they were on me, but it was never hate. They were simply looking out for me. I'm proud to call them my brothers.
You see? There are many ways to be kind and considerate.
Huh. I think I understand what you're driving at now.
There's no need to force yourself to be someone you're not. Just be yourself. You're already one of the kindest people I know.
But I'm terrible at encouraging people the way you do.
I don't think that's true, but if it really concerns you, you could try acting more like me.
Say, that's actually not a bad idea.
Is either gonna be terrifying or cringe?
In that case, let me dish out the same treatment you gave me the other day.
Oh, rough, never mind. It's gonna be fun.
Prepare yourself, Mercedes. It's time for me to show my affection.
Goodness, where could this possibly be going?
She's gonna mess with your hair. Oh, man.
I'll figure something out, I promise. Just write to your father, okay?
I will.
Hey there, Dedu. Can I help you with something?
This is the one where he
just passing by.
he just calls him out straight up for his
You
old
sure?
reputation.
Looks like you really want to say something.
I was touched by your interaction with that woman.
What's that supposed to mean?
During our academy days, I often heard untoward rumors about you. You had a tendency to skip training and a certain reputation concerning women. You caused His Majesty all manner of headaches.
And then he brings up his...
I can't deny that.
younger sister that passed away.
That's all in the past. I'm a lot more responsible these days, don't you think?
Don't expect praise for merely doing your job.
It's still such a great burn.
Right.
Though I have been curious about what caused this change of heart.
Change of heart might be taking it a bit too far. It's just, I always see how Dimitri and Felix are out there doing all these amazing things. So I can't very well be goofing around when they're off making names for themselves. Call it a sibling rivalry.
Sibling rivalry?
They're like brothers to me, which is exactly why I don't want them looking down on me.
I see. I understand how you feel. I had a younger sister.
Had? Oh. Tell me about her. What was she like?
She loved flowers, and often made crowns out of them. And once she set her mind to something, nothing in the world could change it.
Aw, she sounds sweet. And a little intimidating.
Like, you can't hit on
You
that
cannot
person.
flirt with the dead, try as you might.
Sylvain's like, damn.
Whoa, hold on. I was just being honest. I'm sorry I never got the chance to meet her. I mean, if her protective older brother didn't kick me into next week first.
I may just have done so. Sylvain, you should visit Dusker after this war is over. My sister's grave is there. It's nothing special, but I would like to show it to you sometime.
I would love to, my friend. And I'll make sure to bring a giant bouquet of flowers with me.
She would like that very much.
No one here? Good. Now quietly, sneakily.
Hey, Bernadetta.
Bernadetta?
Wait for it.
Back to the beyond from whence you came!
See, I know how these characters
I haven't
act.
done anything wrong, I promise. I was just really hungry!
Bernadetta, wait! There are a bunch of crates over...
Bloop.
Ow! Oh, no! Ah!
Okay, that one caught me.
Well, it took a while, but we finally managed to clean everything up.
Sorry about that. Again. Why does this kind of thing always happen to me? First I run into you, and then the crates are stacked in a completely different place. It's all just the worst.
I wasn't expecting to find anyone up at this hour, so I apologize for scaring you.
Wait, no, I didn't mean you're the worst. I mean, I didn't actually want to see you, but... No, wait, that sounds bad. I just...
Think nothing of it. You were raised in the Empire, so it's only natural you'd be afraid of me.
Also, I'm me, so...
But, if I may, why were you in the mess hall so late?
Wait, are you interrogating me? Am I going to be royally executed? No!
Don't be ridiculous. Why would I have a valuable ally executed?
I mean, in this campaign.
Wait, you mean it? You better mean it! I won't let you live it down if you're lying!
I would not lie about something like that. In fact, I swear upon the goddess... No, on my father's name.
You know he's serious.
Okay, I guess I can tell you then. I missed dinner because I shut myself inside my tent. But then I was so hungry, I couldn't sleep, so I decided to come out here.
I see. And then?
I wasn't trying to steal food, I promise! I just thought there might be leftovers, or maybe an apple that rolled under someone's chair.
Please calm down, Bernadetta. I'm not judging you for what you eat or when.
You're going to eat me? No! I taste terrible!
Oh, she is utterly exhausting.
Ah, you know how we feel. At least she's not, you know, refusing to sleep. I'm genuinely curious to see how in the heck he resolves that.
Hey, how's it going? You been getting enough food?
Definitely. I'm eating way better than I was back in my mercenary days.
Yo, because I keep making so much food for
You
all of
didn't
you.
eat so good, huh?
I spent most of my time moving from place to place, so I had to manage on my own. I'd just fling whatever I could get my hands on into a pot. Can't say any of it ever tasted too great.
Wow, I'm surprised you could even live like that. And you never stayed at an inn?
Sometimes, if one happened to be nearby and I had a little extra money lining my pockets. But I never really felt like the food there was any better.
Sounds like you were at all the wrong places then. Nothing fun about a bad meal, I always say. That's why I want my inn to be known far and wide for its delicious food.
That's why you're training with Ash.
I was actually hoping to do some cooking out here, too, so I could hone my craft. But I don't think it's going so good. You want to know why?
Yeah, that sounds more likely.
If I had to guess, it's because you think everything tastes good no matter what.
Hey now, I know the difference between regular old grub and the kind of stuff that gets your mouth watering.
My bad.
See, all the meat and fish we've got in the pantry is preserved.
Yeah?
When you're not working with the fresh stuff, nothing you make's gonna have people hollering for more.
Yeah.
You think? But there are dishes from all over the world that use ingredients that are on the verge of going bad.
You sure that isn't because they don't have a choice?
I mean...
I'm no expert, but I've heard it can make a nice cut of meat even more savory, depending on how you prep it.
Huh. Maybe we can learn some more if we ask someone who's from one of those places.
Not to mention, there are other ways of preserving food, too.
You mean, besides dumping salt on everything?
I'm sure you know about smoking your food, right? Things will keep for even longer if you do that after you cure them.
Yeah, but I heard that makes meat all smoky and gross. Kinda defeats the point if you ask me.
I think it depends on how you do it, and what kind of wood you use. Apparently, it's really good if you do it right.
Wow, you sure know a lot about this stuff.
My mercenary days showed me more about the world than I could have ever imagined. I only really remember bits and pieces, though.
Come on, don't be so modest. I can't wait to get back in the kitchen with these new ideas you gave me. Hey, speaking of ideas, you want to help me think up some recipes with the stuff we've got here?
I'm not so sure me and cooking mix. But yeah, I wouldn't mind giving it a shot.
That's the spirit. I know we'll come up with some feast-worthy food if we just put our heads together.
Is he always doing that?
Am I actually a good knight? I feel like I'm hindering more than helping most of the time.
When? You're never in battle.
What's wrong, Ignatz? You look sad.
Oh, hey Annette. Sorry to make you worry. I was just pondering some things. You don't need to worry about... Huh. Say, you're Gustav's daughter, right?
Yes? Why exactly?
Well, Gustav is said to be one of the finest knights in all of Fargus. So... Listen, do you have a minute to talk?
Of course. What's on your mind?
How can I be like your dad?
I've been thinking about something recently. I don't know if I'm any use as a knight.
What? Come on, Ignatz. You help us out plenty. Everyone relies on you.
Do you, though? I mean, I'm a knight, but I don't have any particular skill where I'm outstanding.
Define outstanding.
That's, why I was hoping I could learn a thing or two from stories about your father. Gustav is a legendary knight who served generations of Fargus kings, after all.
Okay, this is making me blush, and I'm not even the subject of the flattery. But hey, I'm happy to tell you what I know.
Thank you. In that case, let me dive right in. So, what sort of training does he normally do?
He doesn't go a day without training with both the sword and spear. And I'm serious, I don't think he's taken a day off in decades.
Where'd the axe go?
Interesting. So, he must have been made a royal knight in recognition for all his hard work, right?
Nope.
I'm not sure if it's from hard work exactly. Okay, so this might just be one of my uncle's jokes, but my father started working as a soldier at the royal castle when he was even younger than we are now. And 40 or so years ago, apparently he saw the previous king, who was just a kid at the time, fall off one of the ramparts. So he threw his spear and pinned the young king's clothes to the wall, which saved his life. Anyway, that's apparently what got him promoted.
That's, well, it's so specific that I can't entirely dismiss it as a joke.
After that, my father changed his training regimen to include spearing falling leaves onto tree trunks. Hundreds of them, every day, I'm told.
Oh, was he afraid he was gonna fall again?
He does all that just for training? I don't think I could pin one leaf, not to mention hundreds. Sorry, Annette. I think I've set my sights too high.
Does anybody know a semi-famous but also mediocre knight I could emulate?
Sorry about earlier, Ignatz. I wasn't much help at all.
No, it's fine. You actually did a lot. If anything, your stories of Gustav just helped to confirm what I was thinking.
That you're not cut out to be a knight? Is that what you were going to say?
Exactly. You're pretty sharp, Annette.
Well, since I'm the one that brought on this misunderstanding, I'd better clear it up.
What misunderstanding?
Look, my father is clearly an incredible knight, and everyone knows it. But if everyone was a knight just like him, we'd still end up losing every war we fought. Don't let looks fool you.
He's sloppy when it comes to taking care of himself. Also, he can be stubborn as a mule, and he's a complete worrywart to boot.
But he's maybe the best fighter in the land. And isn't that what a knight's job entails?
Not necessarily. The thing is, there are all kinds of different people who report to my father. And most are excellent fighters, sure. But then there are others who can barely even ride a horse. Yet my father relies on them all the same.
But how can he rely on a knight who can't fight?
Because they have other skills. For example, a handful of his reports know absolutely everything about cooking and ingredients. Imagine they're under attack and rations are running low. Those people tell the others what ingredients to gather and use them to make food, which allows everyone to fight another day.
Which is how they gain his trust.
Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses, and it's a commanding officer's job to know what those are and give orders accordingly. And sure, all of this comes secondhand from my father, but I also know it's true. So, I don't think there's any reason for you to be so pessimistic. Charging directly into the gut of the enemy's main force isn't the only way for a knight to be useful.
So, you really think I'm still helping in some way?
Absolutely. Maybe it's your skill in painting, or your knowledge about works of art, or how carefully you always look at your surroundings. You have a lot of strengths, and it would be a real pity to bury them all under an avalanche of, "I'm not cut out for this kind of thing."
Good phrasing.
You know what? You're right. There are all kinds of different people in our army.
And we're awesome.
And in that case, I think I'll keep trying to be a better knight.
I'm so glad to hear that. This was really weighing on me, so I couldn't just let it go.
Let it go.
And hey,
Nope.
you know how I always make a mess of things the second I lose my focus? Well, I used to get really worried about that for the same reason as you. I thought I was holding everyone back.
Really? But you help us all the time, Annette. I mean, if not for you cheering me up, I probably would have resigned from my knighthood.
Oh, that makes me so happy, Ignatz. I'm really glad I could help. I know we both have our own sets of worries to deal with, but we'll just keep working hard together.
And I know I can work harder if I'm with you.
Not in A rank, so stop it. Okay, so most of these, pretty sure I've shown in the previous one. I mean, obviously I have a little bit of a hard time, remembering all of them exactly. But anyway, again, I'm pretty sure I've done most of these. This is the only one I know for sure. It's new.
Whew, I am stuffed. Looks like you can really pack it away too, pal.
Still can't compete with you, Balthus. That sure did hit the spot, though.
Got that right. Now we can charge into tomorrow's battle fully energized. Hey, let's say we make a little bet. See who can go deeper into enemy territory.
Not betting. It's like, considering I can teleport, that's basically cheating at that point.
Alright, but only to compare who made it farther in the end. No other stakes.
Yeah, we gotta take the fun.
I'm not about to risk my life behind enemy lines just to win a bet. Way I see it, us mercenaries fight for two things: gaining renown and staying alive. This isn't some kind of game.
Staying alive, staying alive.
Figured you'd say something like that. You seem like the type.
All serious and joking.
And yet you asked me anyway. Don't try to drag me down with you, Balthus.
What's wrong with a little game of chance? It's not like it's evil or something.
Then what would you call it? Financially irresponsible?
I mean, yeah, but...
Because I don't want to end up broke either. Not like some people I know.
What's stopping
you
so
You're one
far?
tough nut, I'll give you that. But I'm not talking about money. You know what I'm getting at, right? When you're on the battlefield, the only thing you can bet is your life.
That's exactly what I take issue with.
Okay, I know this might sound a little far-fetched, but hear me out.
This ought to be good.
Whatever you do, you'll do it 10 times better if you're having fun, right? That's the key to success.
I'd probably agree if our lives weren't on the line out there. Battles are different and you know it. You could be having the time of your life one minute, then one slip up and you're bleeding out on the ground.
Look, I get where you're coming from. Really. But my way's gotten me this far. Living on that edge between victory and death is the key to survival.
Maybe for you, but that's not how everyone else approaches it. I've known plenty of mercs who have said the same thing, but they never made it back home. In fact, you're the only one of them who's still kicking. So, I'm sorry, but I have to disagree.
You know, you and I have a lot in common. We're practically kindred spirits. But this is the one thing we don't see eye to eye on. Strange, isn't it?
Eh, people got different...
From where I'm standing, the only strange thing is the way you're thinking about this.
Well, I guess the bet's off then. Let's just put this little chat behind us and give it our all tomorrow.
Sounds good. Just don't get too reckless and wind up losing your head, okay?
Do I have the A rank? I'm actually really curious to see how this pays off. It's an interesting discussion.
Today's battle wasn't half bad. Minus that close call, I guess. I tell you, when I charged ahead and saw all those archers waiting for me, a single thought flashed through my mind. Not how I'd like to go, but that's life, I guess. Phew, I was sure I was done for.
What are you talking about? It was so windy, there was no way they could have gotten a clean shot at you. You completely wiped them out. Are you telling me you didn't plan it that way?
I mean, I knew a breeze was blowing, but still.
Balthus is that scene from the Joker. Do I really look like a guy with a plan?
You're right. You would have been Balthus-sized target practice if the wind died down. But you bet your life that it wouldn't, right? That's something only you could pull off. I never would have taken those odds.
It was all lady luck, pal. Pure and simple. Where's this coming from, anyway? I thought you hated all that gambling on life and death stuff.
I did, but you're living proof that it can have a place on the battlefield. You roll the dice and get the job done. Can't argue with success. I have to accept that your way actually works. All I can do is hope you win your bets every time.
Thanks for saying that, but what happened today wasn't calculated at all. Things were going great, then I got carried away and made a stupid mistake. It just so happened that the wind was blowing the right way. Otherwise, I'd be dead.
You mean it was all just a coincidence? Well then, color me surprised.
It was a complete fluke, honest. That's why I was gonna tell you I've learned my lesson. That I'm done gambling with my life.
Really? That's the best idea you've ever had.
But since you admitted my way has merit, I think I'll keep rolling the dice.
God, freaking.
I gotta do what works for me, you know? Can't let one close call make me lose my nerve.
Wait, what? Isn't that what almost got you killed today?
I mean, yeah, but it didn't.
I take it back. You are definitely gonna die. Please stop.
Nope. Too late. A warrior doesn't go back on their word after all.
We're not warriors. We do this for money.
We might have had some misunderstandings along the way, but what's important is that you learned to accept me for who I am. Right?
It's not a rom-com.
In that case, what about you saying you weren't gonna bet your life on this stuff anymore? A warrior doesn't go back on their word, after all.
Ha! Lawyered.
That doesn't count. I only said I was gonna tell you.
Damn, lawyered.
What kind of backwards logic is that? You absolutely said it, so this whole warrior code thing applies to you too.
We're gonna get stuck in a loop.
I don't have a clue what you mean. It's not even remotely the same. Anyway, we can butt heads about it later. We gotta go celebrate our victory, right?
Fine, I can live with that. It's a tough job, but someone's gotta talk some sense into you.
Don't have a bunch of left, but most of them I'm pretty sure are the ones that I already did. I'm drawing a blank on this one though.
No, Annette! Get back!
Oh wait, this was the spell teaching thing.
Oh, that was a close one.
The music helped
Good
me
thing we had
remember.
water nearby.
My apologies. It was foolish for me to attempt that without prior experience.
Okay, so we've definitely done that one. Okay, so I can tell. If I remember it, we've seen it, and I can just skip them. Just make sure I don't miss any.
Your magic.
This is the one about the Dusker thing. Which actually, she brings up... He brings up a place to visit, and then this one does. Which is where she offers to take him there, and then he's like, oh, Dimitri's going there
I have brought sustenance.
without help. Interesting. And then implies he's gonna go, you know, argue with Dimitri over doing that. This one's about their brother.
Finished giving your report?
His brother, her fiance.
Yes. I hope you were not waiting too long. Did you need me for something?
Need is a strong word. I just wanted to commend you. I heard that last fight was brutal, but you made it out alive.
None of us expected it to evolve into such an arduous battle. We were only supposed to be dealing with some bandits.
So you weren't injured?
I'm fine. So is everyone else in the unit, thankfully. Though even in the darkest moments,
I remember this. This one's about the song she's always playing. That apparently...
Annette, how does that song about the dancing swamp beasties end?
I love how that's the beginning and end of their conversations.
Oh, how do I even...
What is this one?
Annette, what are you doing?
Oh, to-do! Perfect timing. Got a sec? So, here's my problem. I'm not entirely sure how to... use this thing.
That is a hero's relic, yes?
It's her trying to learn how to use her weapon. It was either at that time or around that time that I got the crazy idea of like having her actually use it. Which again is one of those things that in hindsight I should have done way sooner, but I was like, yeah, she's a better mage. And then I didn't realize that Gustav doesn't join the party, because I usually in the other playthroughs I just give him the hammer, since he's already a class, has a class for it.
Now then, I'd like to hear opinions on...
Where's their bond and how both of them care for Dimitri in their own way. This was the one where Ashley
Felix,
straight
what are
up
you doing here?
calls him out on being, really caring, and then Felix gets all, shy and bothered about it.
Your Majesty, you will take ill if you keep...
This is the one about the bond between them. Only support here I don't recall very well is this one, so this might be one of those where I wasn't...
Today's training was a total mess. My feet are killing me.
We need to stay in peak shape, though. You never know when we might get tossed into a battle.
True. We've got to be ready for anything.
Yeah, I actually do.
Mercedes? You daydreaming again?
This is the one about him not really getting
La la
opera singing.
la 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 la.
This is the one where Petra offers to give him a job on her
This
island.
war is going on in...
This is the one about his mom. and
Oh,
her
Yuri, you're back.
And this one's just a completion of the whole not
Hey, Seth,
trusting him.
what are you staring off into space for?
Staring at the ground chest. So, any missing? Nope. Alright. Save this before I forget all this. Just in case I end up doing anything extra. That's one last thing before I sign off. Though it might take a bit, but it's the last thing I want to wreck.
Which battlefield are you headed to?
I want to end on a different note.
Your Majesty, where have you gone? I knew it was a foolish idea to bring her to battle, given her condition.
Duke Ire, my lord, the enemy is advancing. It's only a matter of time until they're at our throats. You must flee.
This is the same one from the other.
What does that imbecile of a military...
All searches have turned up, but please.
In that case...
Understood.
Farewell.
The last major impediment before us is Count Burgles, perhaps the most fearsome general in all of Fodlan. And, as we've yet to encounter the Ashen Demon, it's safe to assume they will be by his side.
This is the part of the reason I'm doing it.
So the time's finally come. Steel yourself for the task ahead.
This is what happens if you don't recruit Byleth. You know what? Let's see what needs to be.
The road to winning this war runs right through this battlefield. I don't care who's waiting for us. Any enemy that stands in our way is getting cut down.
I feel like I can tackle anything after that.
It's time to move, everyone. I know you won't let the kingdom down.
I'm ready.
We're going after Duke Iron.
Stand down.
Edelgard is likely to be with him.
I must escape, even if it's alone.
Let's begin. It's time.
Quickly, to Garrett Mock.
He has a number of soldiers with him. Simply giving chase will not close the distance. We need to cut off his escape. Sending a few units ahead via the...
I'll do what I can. It's worth a shot.
Hear you I'll make short work.
We must strive to...
Begin the operation. Our orders are clear.
Not a problem. I've got this. I'll do my best. I'm a little nervous about this.
Shall we? I'll provide assistance.
We must caves might do the trick.
A shame I missed the pitched battle. I'm not so fond of fighting at a disadvantage.
They'll have troops.
We will proceed as we must.
Hear you loud and come on. Let's hear you loud and clear. I'll make short.
Begin the operation. Our orders are clear.
I'll do what I... It's worth a shot.
I'll do my best. I'm a little nervous about this. I've got this.
Waiting
Take a
for us in the
breather.
caves. I'm sure of it. Let's keep our wits about us.
The combat engineers are in position. This would make for a good diversion.
Not a problem.
Good. Send up the signal.
What was that meant to signal? An enemy ambush? Investigate!
Let us crush their defenses.
Let's begin. It's time to move.
Not a problem. I'll do my best. I'm a little nervous. Not a problem. I've got
It's worth.
Let's take this stronghold.
I'll do what I can. It's worth a shot.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the...
Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of this.
Begin the operation. Our orders are clear.
I've got. Take a breather.
The enemy is upon us, but I cannot die here. The future of the Empire depends on it.
Now's our chance. Attack!
Yeah, right.
Let us crush their defenses.
Not a problem. I've got this.
I'll do my best. Let's move. I'll do my best. Let's move.
It's worth. You called.
Let's try killing out.
You found nothing at
Easy
all.
to exploit is this.
Well, we must press onward.
I'll do what I can. It's worth a shot.
I've awaited
This
this
stronghold will fall.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
I've got my turn.
From bad to worse. Very well. I'll go buy some time.
It's not over.
Not a problem.
I'll do my best. I'm a little nervous about this.
It's worth a. You called.
Begin the operation. Our orders are clear.
Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of this.
I'll do what I can. It's worth a shot.
My turn. Here it comes. Take this. You're done. Not a problem. I've got this.
I shall take the lead.
Now's our chance. Attack!
I'll hesitate.
Leopold will run me through the ringer if I...
We will proceed as... We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
Oh, they're still so good at keeping him basically from not moving at all.
It's worth. I don't put in a decent effort here. Kingdom Army's prowess certainly is enviable. Just look at what the Empire has been reduced to. Oh no. Well, truly out of tricks to try now. I shudder to think of what would happen to me in enemy hands. I've reached my limit. Go on and advance, you Ceros lapdogs.
I'll do what I can.
Don't be too proud about it.
It's worth a shot.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of...
Begin the operation.
I'll be showing up any time now.
Our orders are clear.
Hear you loud and clear.
Last blockade before I can...
I'll make short work of this.
I've got... Take a breather.
Great. The path is clear. Let's go block off his exit route.
Here it comes! You're done!
Let's begin. It's time to move.
Out of the way!
Let us I shall take the lead.
I need to be
Now he doesn't have a spot to escape to.
We will proceed as planned.
Begin the operation. Our orders are clear.
Hear you loud and clear. Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of this.
Your Excellency, Kingdom troops up ahead have cut off our escape route.
We are cut off from escape. Now we must summon everything we have to defeat them.
A restorative's in order.
Go!
There it is.
I'll do my best. I'm a little nervous.
Not a problem. I've got this.
Yeah, you're not gonna last very long. Somebody might be having a bit of trouble.
I'll do what I can.
Still haven't opened that spot yet.
It's worth a shot.
We cannot falter here if the Empire is to survive.
We will proceed as planned. I will move to assist.
Hear you loud and clear. Hear you loud and clear. Leave the backup to me.
Begin the operation. I have your back.
I've got
Trying
my
to
turn.
pincer attack us? I don't think so.
Imperial Army, decimate any foe who crosses your path.
I will not tolerate any threat on my life.
Take this! Come on, we have to defend it.
Any last words? I shall receive them in place of the goddess.
I am a great man, a man of wealth and power. I am Ludwig von Iron.
You're done!
Now's our chance. Attack!
Not bad at all. But I won't go down like this. You wish! Doesn't matter how bad I get hurt. As long as I can stay on my feet.
I'll hold the rear. Go, Kaspar.
Let's begin.
Begin the operation. Our orders are clear.
Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of this.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
I'll do my best. I'm a little nervous about this.
I'm pathetic.
No, you're not, Casper. No, you're not.
Not a problem. I've got this.
You called?
This stronghold will fall.
I'm going.
Oh, ancestors of Adrestia, and your majesty, our empire is doomed.
Let's begin. It's time to move.
Shall we? I'll provide assistance.
I've awaited this moment. Where is Edelgard? We must find her at once.
Nope, there they are.
Butcher most vile. You killed the sire of this vessel, and now you die for it!
Very upfront about why we're here.
I've got this. Take a breather.
I'm going.
It's you the monster wants, so let's give the Ashen Demon a fitting end.
Here it comes! Take this! You're done!
Now for one final kill.
Let's begin.
Looks like the whole map cleared out for this.
Defensive!
Leave this to me.
You're strong, but I've got a little something of my own. And this time, I know I can take you!
Our foe intends to win. But just for you, I'll see the pest crushed underfoot myself.
Show them how firmly our defenses can hold.
Don't let them in.
Atone at
I won't let anyone near this stronghold.
There we go. Alright. No hope for that. Full rage.
Hold the position. None of them get through.
This vessel will not move as I command.
The monster's losing control. Now's our chance to finish it.
Out of the way! Take this! Out of the way! Take this!
Atone at once. What? Wretched.
Out of the way!
Hateful thing.
Here it comes! Take this! You're done! Here it comes! You're done!
Took me 5 times, but it actually counted. Oh no.
I've got this.
I won't let myself stop here.
You've finally done it. The Ashen Demon is no more.
Mm-hmm.
You don't sound too pleased with yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. I know I should be. But now that it's over, I just feel kinda empty. What if all this was just some horrible mistake? What if there was another way we could have solved all this?
What if there was a secret ending?
Sorry. I shouldn't be dumping all this on you.
There's nothing to apologize for. You're processing a lot right now. I'm not sure what it means to feel happy and empty and regretful all at the same time. But I think I'm going through it myself, too. Though I wouldn't call it happy per se, more like free. Like I've finally finished a quest I thought would never end. The relief could practically move me to tears.
Hey, are you crying?
I'm not sure, but I do know this. I'm beyond grateful for everything you've done for me. I couldn't have asked for a better partner in destiny.
Same here, friend.
Not a trace of the Emperor in sight. She and Duke Ire must not be together.
In any case, she's certainly not here.
By now, the Knights of Sero should be making their final approach on Garreg Mach. Perhaps we should join them, and focus on reclaiming the monastery before anything else.
Yeah, that's probably the best option we've got. Wouldn't be surprised if Edelgard made her way back there too.
There's been no word of that from the Knights, but it's definitely possible.
Very well then. We'll table our search for Edelgard for the time being.
And this, of course, is where the two paths diverged, because we didn't get Byleth, we instead fought the Ashen Demon, so the Ashen Demon's not around anymore, so that weird event with Epimenides doesn't happen, so the plot moves forward.
Now, let us regroup and make for Garreg Mach. All of this will be for naught if our idling here costs us our chance to reclaim the monastery.
Azure Gleam. The end of tragedy. Dimitri and his troops slay Regent Ire, and in doing so deliver a crushing blow to Adrestia and its army. Seizing this momentum, they continue onward toward Garreg Mach. En route to the monastery, Dimitri receives word that the Knights of Seros are struggling. He marches with one purpose: to slay Edelgard and Talus, ending the war once and for all.
What is the situation? Is the Archbishop safe?
I can pretty much tell this is basically I've been told that there are differences, but it's basically the same final mission. And obviously I wanted to do the one with, you know, the quote-unquote true ending, since, you know, it's the secret path, so, you know, it's harder to get. Technically it's the correct one, whatever. Point is, I did that one, decided to do this, wanted to show off as many of the supports as I managed to get. Then I realized, well, I can show off, you know, that other bit I found out about. So basically that's mostly going to be it, because the rest is just going to be doing the same ending, and I don't plan on just rehashing that for this. So that's been my playthrough of Free Hopes. So like I said, I will definitely be playing the other routes, but in my own time. And next week I'll be starting a new game, still making up my mind on what it's going to be. It's going to be something different. So hopefully I'll see you all in the next stream. Thank you to anyone who watched this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll enjoy my other streams. But regardless, take care of yourselves. You have a good day, evening, or night, and be safe. Bye for now.